Pearl Jam, live, better man. Where are the Pearl Jam fans at? I know Travis is one.
He's not even a fan. He's an Eddie Vedder girly man.
Oh, all right. I'll accept that.
That's not even an insult.
That's coming from someone that really loves Ozzy, though.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, I'm a sissy for Ozzy.
Oh, okay, good. As long as you're acknowledging that.
I'm an Osbourne sissy. I'd wear a dress to his concert and just cheer for him like a girl with pigtails. Gladly.
I love Pearl Jam. Fucking love Pearl Jam. And I tapped out for at least a decade and then found out that they were still performing almost every night they never went away. And now it's been a long time that I've been back enjoying those guys.
Did you ever hear the album Joshua Tree? Oh, that's not them. That's
you too.
I was going to do good on the chat. Me and my music.
Nice try.
Travis,
Thanks, Trav.
Travis, you got your tickets yet? How are we getting our tickets for MSG?
Well, I already have my tickets.
Why? Because you're part of the fan club?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Fucking welcome to
And
Nerd
now I have
Town.
better tickets.
All right, fair enough.
They get first shot, right?
Yeah, well, they do a lottery now.
Oh, a lottery.
Yeah. So I have tickets to one Garden show and one show in Philly.
I don't know anyone at the Garden, so I'm going to have a problem getting tickets on this one. I'm going to have to call the ticket lady, but that's not her territory.
Yeah.
You might know someone.
You know the ticket lady yet?
The one rolling?
Yeah. You know the ticket lady,
Yankee
too?
Stadium ticket lady? I know her.
God,
she's a good woman.
I feel like I feel a little special, like I'm the only one. And then you ask around, and then then you find out everyone knows the ticket lady.
Then you realize she's been hooking and being
exactly.
And she's been paid in tickets. That's how she gets them. She doesn't get money. She gets tickets for sex and just gives them away.
She texted me in the middle of the night to send pictures of Roland at the Bruce Springsteen concert. Rolling all happy at Bruce Springsteen. There's the ticket lady sending me pictures.
Nice.
In the middle of the night. Well, ticket lady, you got to get me Pearl Jam tickets at Madison Square Garden. You have to do that. But I don't know if she's got a connection over there.
She got Roland in, right?
Well, that's a Bruce Springsteen thing. She loves Bruce Springsteen. Roland loves Bruce Springsteen. That's how those two hooked up. And then I just kind of attached myself to that whole thing.
Did they meet through? Oh, I think they invented. There was a website called peoplebruceignores.com, and Roland and her.
Yeah, so
he's awesome, dude. I'm not even a Springsteen fan, but watching him at the the Apollo that time, I get why people love him. He's fucking great live.
I finally went with Roland and the ticket lady and a few other people, and I loved it. And I'm not a big Springsteen fan.
Great live.
But man, does he know how to put on a fucking concert. And there's plenty of songs I actually really do like, but whatever.
He doesn't need to do 3 hours if he doesn't want to.
No.
But he really wants to put on a great show, and he puts a tremendous amount of energy into it.
It's incredible to watch these guys like Springsteen, who's in his 60s, McCartney, who's over 70?
70, yeah.
The Rolling Stones, they play these marathon 2.5, 3.5 hour shows. Sometimes Springsteen will play for 4 hours. It's just incredible to see these old people just completely blowing everyone else out of the water.
Colin has such a funny bit about Springsteen being a man of a guy of the working man.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, maybe you don't want to fucking do a concert on a Tuesday that ends at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
I wish I could do a good Colin. If I could do a good Colin, I would only talk like Colin.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not taking care of the working man when you're doing a concert that ends at 1 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Such a funny observation.
Right, exactly. My observation when I saw Springsteen, he jumps off some things, and it looks like it kind of hurts a little bit when he lands.
Yeah.
He's in great shape, but I think the joints are hurting a little bit. Those landings aren't like they used to be in the old days.
No, he's going to have
the only thing I noticed that was different. His voice is right on, perfect, just like it always has been, but he might have a bit, some joint pain.
Get a little up there, yeah. He'll have one of those fucking moments where he lands. Remember that ball player that went up for it, landed, and fucking snapped his neck? There's going to be one of those.
Kevin Weir.
And there'll be no more.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
Kevin.
the basketball player?
Yes.
Kevin what?
Louisville?
Kevin Ware.
Kevin Weir.
When his bone came out through his shin?
Yeah, we discussed worst sports injury ever, and I think that might be it.
When the bone comes out.
I think that might be it. Yeah, because it wasn't hidden by a uniform.
Yeah.
That thing was, wow, it was on display for everybody. So,
they just had a thing on
my legs like that once.
Huh?
You did?
Yeah. Okay, what are you saying?
No, no, I wasn't going to say. I was just saying. I just saw this thing on ESPN yesterday. They're profiling all the football players.
God, the shut! Oh, sorry, wrong ideology.
Who had all these injuries, and some of them have to get their limbs fucking amputated after, like, you know, like little pieces of their finger amputated, you know, to keep playing, and they do it.
Why?
Because they just want to make the paycheck. It's sad because they're like, I have to make this amount of money while I'm this young so I can feed my family for as long as possible. So cut my finger off if it's going to mean I won't break it again.
Oh, is that the reason?
That's what they say.
Wow.
Can't they just tape it up?
Yeah.
Put
some
a
of them
splint
no.
on it or something?
Well, some of them say they, you know, so they won't break it again. They just get rid of it. Like the tips of their finger, not their whole. I think Ronnie Lott from the Niners, he cut off like his entire
pinky.
Or a lot of it. Yeah.
A lot of it. Haha, ironic.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was on yesterday.
I want to know the reason, though.
That's what it.
I feel like you could figure it out, tape it up real good instead of amputating
In
it.
'86, he had it amputated because the healing process would have been a long time. That's a tough guy, by the way. That's a guy who really wants to win the fucking division.
Yeah, the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was gonna say the pennant. but doesn't that make it harder to grab?
I would think
without
so.
A pinky. And people who can't, this is where we need a visual of it, because I'm doing a really good grabbing thing, and you people are missing it. Both hands.
A squeeze.
Let me read that story that you just had up. That's fascinating. I never knew this.
And that guy, Jack Youngblood, had like broken his foot in like 5 different places.
Yeah.
And he had his pinky amputated.
And he played the Super Bowl. Yeah, and he had his pinky amputated.
Jack, that's not helping.
Jack. Well, because they shoot him up with all those drugs. Yeah. Ronnie Lott, who famously had his broken pinky finger amputated in '86 to avoid the long recovery time that would have followed reconstructive surgery. The decision has since been simplified in pro football lore as heroic, the extreme act of a warrior, or maybe just a football lunatic. Few, however, remember just how unheroic Lott, then a 49er safety, felt at the time. I was trying to laugh it off, but I felt sick first seeing the nub. I tried to stand up, but I broke into a cold sweat. It was just a total shock. I thought, oh man, I should have had the pin put in. We are losing the compassionate side of sports. We're becoming gladiators. If I ever become a coach, I hope I never lose sight of the fact that players are people. They feel, they have emotions. I could have all of Eddie DeBartolo's corporations, and it isn't going to buy me a new finger.
So he regretted doing that, I guess.
Yeah, it has given me a new perspective on life. At the time, it made sense, I guess.
You see yourself as gone.
Just like that. And there it is. There's a picture. I didn't know this at all.
It's the tip. Okay, it's the tip of his pinky above like the knuckle. It's not the entire finger.
He took off, just the top knuckle, looks like, right? He still got 1, 2. Well, that knuckle's really not doing much at this point either. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was a very tough player, man.
Who do you got in the Super Bowl, Chris Distefano?
Me? I'm gonna go with the Panthers. I like Cam Newton.
I like
a
Cam
lot.
You're not supposed to like Cam Newton because you're a white guy.
I know.
They're making this into a black-white thing.
Yes.
Everything has to be a black-white thing.
Yes.
Any fantasies about Cam Newton?
Cam? No, he's too young. I like a vintage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
80s.
I wanted to forget that whole fucking jerking off to Tom Brady thing or whatever it was.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah, Aaron Rodgers. And
thanks to the people who listen to the show and who drive down the streets every once in a while and see me and then yell out football players that I jerk off to. I appreciate that. I really feel good. Whoever did it a couple of days ago, I was walking with my girlfriend and 8-month-old baby. So thanks, scumbag. And I had to explain what that all meant. And she was like, so you go on the radio and talk about jerking off to football players?
Yeah, Chris had a dream that he laid under a glass table and Archie Manning shat on it.
Archie Manning.
It's some Archie Manning shit. I don't know the Cooper shit.
No, they're turning this into a racist thing. Charles Barkley's a little pissed off about this.
I mean, he's so Cam
just
Newton,
because it's a white quarterback, black quarterback.
I really got to think though that why the people hate him so much is because he's so powerful and no one's ever seen a quarterback play like that. There's been other black quarterbacks who are great, but nobody like Cam who can just take over, and then he gives the footballs to the kids, and he's doing all the right things, and he's very powerful and articulate the way he speaks. I just think that scares people. And they're the Black Panthers, which is like, that's a real, they hate that word. White racists used to hate the Black Panthers.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And, Ron Rivera is their coach, who's just to them some Mexican. So I could see why they don't like them.
I like Cam Newton, but I don't like the fact that he's Cam. It's like, just say your name. Fucking camera. Don't be shorting it. What? You don't like that one, Chad? I'm doing the Egyptian dance after.
The build-up to Cam Newton versus Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl is just getting started, but Charles Barkley already is bothered by what he feels is a racial bias surrounding it. ESPN has already started their crap about black versus white, good versus evil, and I know a lot of those fools over there got radio talk shows, and then it goes on from there. So.
What's he saying, good versus evil? Like, who's the quarterback? Manning.
Peyton Manning's looked at as a goody two-shoes.
It's more old versus young.
Yeah, absolutely.
Peyton Manning's looked at a goody two-shoes, but you guys, because they always try to uncover shit now. You see, like, when he was in college, how he like, wiped his asshole and balls all over the trainer's face, Peyton Manning, when he was at Tennessee.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It's fucking great.
I respect him a little more now.
So, I could, can root for him, but, I want to see Peyton. I guess Peyton Manning will win and then leave, and that'll be nice.
I don't want to see Peyton Manning win.
No, you hate him?
I never liked the Mannings. I see you got a Giants.
I'm an Eli guy.
I see you got a Giants hoodie on, but I never liked the Mannings.
No.
They're too good or something. I don't know what it is. I've said this since day one, Newton said. I'm an African-American quarterback that scares people because they haven't seen nothing that they can compare me to. See, he shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, because we've seen black quarterbacks before.
We've seen black quarterbacks. Relax, Cam.
But I think he needs, because how powerful he is.
Yeah, he plays the position a bit differently, but it's not because you're black. Just don't do that. I'm going for the black guy. I'm going for you, Cam.
Right.
Somebody isolate that, by the way.
The only thing I'll say is, like,
I'm going for the black guy.
It's like, everybody kind of, Johnny Manziel, how he's like a party animal and goes out and crazy. I think if he was playing better in the NFL, he would be getting the same criticism that he's bad for the game and this and that, but because he sucks. I think because I think Cam Newton's and the Panthers have been this way for years. It's just now, like, they weren't that good they were okay, but they haven't been this good. But now that they're at top of the NFL, you got to criticize them.
Yeah.
I
don't want Peyton Manning to have his dream ending.
No.
I want to see a blowout. I think it's going to be a blowout.
They got fucking spanked last time they were in the Super Bowl, the Broncos. That was the one at MetLife. I was there with my dad, sitting in the Broncos section.
Why?
Because we bought tickets on StubHub, which were like $1,800
You're lucky
each.
they were the actual tickets, too.
Yeah.
I guess StubHub's pretty reputable.
Wait,
yeah.
You spent $1,800
each
per ticket?
Per ticket. Yeah.
Wow.
That's how much it was to sit in the upper deck in the Broncos section, and it was fucking silent in there in the second half.
Yeah, that was not a good game. What was the final score on that one?
Like 55 to fucking 8. Something crazy.
Was it really?
It was. They got absolutely demolished. I forgot what I
think it was 50 to 8.
50 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who bested them?
Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, that was their year for sure.
Was their year.
I think it's the Panthers' year.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to see that Peyton Manning story play out, but I just don't see it happen.
Yeah, I don't care about that. That kid is great.
43-8.
Cam Newton is fucking ridiculous.
Awesome. He's ridiculous.
What a big dude, too.
Yeah.
He almost looks like he's fat, but he's not. Whenever he's always got the little roll in his gut. And it's like, that's got to be uniform. He's in too good a shape to have a belly roll.
Yeah, there's some pads there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some pads. You can
is he chubby?
You could kind of see it through his jersey in this picture where he's saying, "I know why you hate me." I wish he didn't say this shit.
Well, it's just silly.
I know why you hate me. It's on the front page of
Why
the
do you think we hate him?
Well, I just said it, but the quote is right there. I'm an African-American quarterback that scares people because they haven't seen nothing.
I'm sorry. I thought he had an irrational thing. Yes. I don't like him because he's black. Okay, good. Go right ahead, Reed.
Compare me to. I don't mind a black quarterback.
No
Relax.
How about we compare him to Fran Tarkenton as far as the way he plays and the way he scrambles? And there's other black quarterbacks.
He's a lot quicker.
Yeah.
He's very fucking quick.
And just so fucking strong, the way he runs over linebackers and shit.
And how he throws the ball. It's like effortless, right?
You could throw like 50, 60 yards, no problem.
He almost flicks it or something. And wow.
He smiles a lot.
Yeah.
He's a happy man. That means something's going on in there.
That's confidence, though. That's a guy, that's like a true fucking confident athlete, a guy who just smiles all the time, doesn't try to look tough. He's just got a great shit-eating grin, like, I'm going to run right the fuck over you. And he does.
And he does.
But what is he hiding with those smiles? Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Something's going on.
You're a swallower.
Deep inside there.
Deep inside your hole.
Speaking of the black-white thing, it's all over the place today because now there's a problem that... Where is it? The Michael Jackson thing? They picked a white actor, and there's outrage over that.
Well, yeah, because that's what he looked like at the end of his life. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's how he ended.
But at a time when the Academy Awards thing is happening, and people feel that the right parts aren't being offered to African Americans, I can sort of understand.
I don't understand at all.
Can we see what he looks like as
Yeah,
as Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He doesn't even look white. He looks Puerto Rican.
Yeah, this is a guy that's brave and saying, I don't care what's going on in Hollywood. This is the best actor for the fucking role.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I would say the same thing if they picked a black guy to play a white. Well, that might be a little tougher.
It would be very tough.
It might be a little tougher, to be honest with you. But I would absolutely feel the same way. I would have respect for the director that made that decision, or the producers, or whatever.
Can you imagine if they remade To Kill a Mockingbird and cast a black Boo Radley? Think about that, everyone, while driving in your cars.
I mean, I could understand if Michael Jackson never changed his appearance at all, but he looks white than. I mean, are they going to have a black actor play him in the beginning of his life?
I hope so.
They should.
I don't know. I think they're just going to mush the actor's nose for the early years. They're just going to mush it down.
But again, they hired a white guy
just going to tape his nose down and make it more mushy.
They hired a white guy to play an African-American guy.
What?
They hired a white guy to play an African-American
guy. But African-American guy who changed himself to somewhat Caucasian.
His facial features were more Caucasian. It's probably easier to find a guy who, A, can act.
But what?
I understand, but
why do you think this guy did that? Because he's the best. It's Joseph. How do you say his last name?
Fiennes.
They should have had white Sammy Sosa play Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
that would have been good.
Holy fuck!
Could you imagine?
You've seen those pictures, right? Sammy Sosa decided to become a white guy.
Attaboy, Sammy.
He decided to become white later in his life.
Crazy.
You know what? I'm going to unblock my IP and re-email him and congratulate him.
He decided he wanted to live the second half of his life as a white guy.
But is that it, or does he have something like vitiligo or one of these things?
I don't know what that is.
He should have been Michael Jackson, though.
Sometimes these guys have something and they bleach it because it looks fucked up to have like that different colored. Vitiligo.
That looks like a white powder, though.
I just trust him.
It looks more like white makeup. I don't know.
He's all fucked up.
I wonder why. Oh, he is skin bleaching. Did he say why he's doing it?
Justin, but if this guy's the best guy for the role, who cares?
I just think you are. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying I understand that at a time when African American actors are complaining that they're not getting recognized for their achievements, and they're not even being offered the right parts, and then they hire a white guy to play an African American guy.
Oh, wow. What are you, an 18-year-old girl? What are you talking about?
Go on
think,
Twitter and start a hashtag.
I was just thinking that. Yes.
Go start one of your hashtags.
Again, I'm not fighting it. I'm just saying I understand it.
Hashtag shut your yap.
I do. I understand it.
Really? I'm surprised.
I get why people would be annoyed at it.
I get why they would be annoyed by it.
Conceptually.
I get why.
And it's also bad timing. If all this Academy Award stuff.
Fuck the bad timing. I respect this guy for going, I don't give it. All this shit is happening, but this is definitely what I want to do with this role. I respect that. I don't think the guy's racist or anything like that.
I didn't say it's racist.
Here are 2 words for actor Joseph Fiennes, who has been cast to play Michael Jackson in a British TV movie about the late pop star's reported 9/11 getaway. Beat it. Whoa, Leonard Green does not like this. Look, if we can't have a black James Bond, then I don't even give a fuck if they decide to do that someday.
They should. And the fact that people care about what color a fictional fucking debonair gentleman is.
I thought that guy Idris Elba was going to be James Bond.
No, they said they won't hire him. The character is not black. He's white.
I thought on that Sony leak it said that Idris Elba was going to. No,
I think that might have, but they recently said that.
This is what's going to happen. The franchise is going to dip a little bit. They're going to need a little something different, and they're going to go with a black James Bond.
I would absolutely rather see him than like Daniel Craig's amazing.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't do it, fucking get Idris Elba. He's great.
Idris Elba or Michael B. Jordan. Those would be the 2 that I would pick.
No, a British guy. He's got to be British.
You got to be British.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do a British accent.
Maybe.
Look, if we can't have a black James Bond, okay, so no way in hell on this side. Okay, if we can't have a black James Bond, then there's no way in hell on this side or that side of the Atlantic we should sit quietly for a white Michael Jackson. Oh, God. And then it goes on and on. I get the whole plastic surgery, skin lightening. He really wanted to be white anyway thing, but that doesn't give some producer or director a license to swoop in and claim one of the most famous black men of all time as one of their own. That's just off the wall. I completely disagree. If this guy's the best actor for the part, then that's all I care about.
Like there was outrage when they had a black stormtrooper in Star Wars, and I think that's
Who's
crazy.
outraged?
Who's outraged? I was.
Across the galaxy, they were upset.
Well, that's just stupid
That's
too.
stupid.
All this shit's
I
just
disagree
stupid.
with that. But do you remember like when Glee came out years and years ago?
I didn't watch fucking Glee.
No, I didn't watch it either, but again, I read all the stories, and one of the main characters was a kid in a wheelchair, and instead of casting an actor who was in a wheelchair, they had a kid sit in a wheelchair.
Good, they should have. That's all you need. You ever work with someone in a wheelchair? No offense. The feet are all tangled up. All tangled up.
But you have an opportunity to do something.
But maybe that kid they felt would be better in the wheelchair than an actual disabled actor.
Exactly. Who
I don't
watches
give a
it?
shit about any of that stuff. It's tough enough to make a movie or a TV show that's going to hit, and now you got to worry about being PC.
I agree.
Hiring the actors and actresses.
As Jimmy said, conceptually, I understand.
But do you ever watch a guy in a wheelchair and go, I wonder if his legs really work? Like, if they do, great, but if they don't, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. So what? They're going to have an open call and then just have disabled actors just to
what
fill
do they
that
want?
role?
Fucking like some of these guys are like that guy Eddie Redmayne who played what is Eddie Redmayne who played the guy who had who played Stephen Hawking?
Quincy?
No, he played what's his
Stephen
name?
Hawking.
Played Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
What do you want? Someone with actual ALS to play Stephen Hawking?
Absolutely. I want Lou Gehrig himself.
And it makes us all feel a little better about ourselves when we know that actor could actually walk off the set at the end of the day.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm just saying.
We don't feel as uncomfortable.
I'm just saying you have the opportunity to do
What
something.
about the Emma Stone story that we spoke about before?
Which one?
She played
a girl who's
Japanese
half
girl.
Asian.
That's weird.
I didn't have a problem with that either.
Well, movies I think are different because movies you got to sell. I mean, you got to sell tickets. Like with this, or like when that Exodus and Kings, they were mad that Christian Bale played Moses and he's not Middle Eastern. It's like, well, Christian Bale's going to sell tickets,
And he's
Right.
an
and he's
amazing
a phenomenal
actor.
So she'll sell tickets. Emma Stone. The TV show, I guess, I don't know. Maybe they could have, but
And Joseph Fiennes is a good actor.
he's a good actor. He's a good actor.
He is a good actor.
But this controversy, if it keeps going, I bet you it'll hurt the show.
No,
People will be like, I'm not going to watch it.
No,
you
well,
think?
You
don't
watch,
think?
the Oscars are going to do very well, and everyone's supposed to boycott it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But you got Chris Rock as the host. He's going to be he's the perfect host for that situation, and I think it means so many more people are going to now watch
We'll watch it.
to see how it plays out.
He's got a crush though. This guy Fiennes has really got to like deliver like a masterpiece. I think.
Oh my God, this Leonard Green. It's his article in the Daily News. Do they not have Twitter? Who the fuck would listen to Twitter?
It's all about Snapchat.
Holy fuck!
I hate Snapchat.
You got to get on it. That's what the kiddies
awful.
want. Snap. You
Why?
snapping?
But this guy goes, do they not have Twitter? Why would you listen to Twitter ever? That's just a horrible place. Have they not seen hashtag Oscars so white? And who are they, by the way, to stand behind a camera and decide who gets to be black and who gets to be white?
Bastards.
Man, I don't see it your way on this one.
Well, no,
Justin.
I'm not saying.
I see a director or producers going, "Wow, man, we're making this movie, and this sounds a little crazy, but I think Joseph Fiennes is the perfect person for this role."
But all I'm saying is that at a time when all this stuff's happening with the Academy Awards, it is bad timing, and it does make the situation seem worse. Even if they did go with the person and they interviewed a lot of other African American actors for the role, and then they went in this direction, it does seem like they had an opportunity to give a role to somebody, and they decided just to go down the white road.
It's unfortunate timing, but this has already been filmed. So this happened way before the Oscars.
This happened before the Oscars.
Oh.
There's a little more to it. All right, it goes on and on, but this guy was not happy about it. I'm trying to see if there's anything. He was
They
probably
should release the casting tapes and see how.
Oh, Fine said he was probably closer to my color than his original color.
Yeah,
Which is the truth.
that's true.
It's not in any way malicious. It's actually endearing. Fines continue to say. All right, whatever. It goes on, but this is outrage. It's on the front page of the paper today.
Yeah.
So
It's silly.
it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, who cares who plays them? It's not important.
They got an all-female cast for the Ghostbusters. This guy's saying Paul on Long Island. I don't care about that either.
Yeah, but
who gives a fuck about the Ghostbusters at this point?
But that's a different that's not an argument. It's not.
It might be an argument. People like the
That's not the
Ghostbusters
same,
being
though.
white dudes.
Yeah, but these are new
Frat type
characters.
guys.
But these are new characters. It's not that they're having, they're hiring. It's not like they're hiring these women to play real people. You know what I mean? Like they hired somebody to play Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You know what Michael Jackson looks like. You know his background. It's just, you also know if you don't hire an African-American actor that you will get the news stories and you will get the controversy.
All right, then turn off your fucking Twitter and don't answer your fucking phone and know you made the right decision for you and your project.
Well, it's not my project.
I'm just saying in general, though.
Like, I have nothing to do with it. I'm here with you.
Most Michael Jackson impersonators are white. What about the black actors pretending to be quarterbacks in the NFL? Huh?
What about the what?
I don't know. What does that mean? Damn it. Now I have to take his call. Mike in Rockland, go ahead.
Yeah, no, all the black quarterbacks pretending to be quarterbacks in the NFL. It's terrible.
What?
Except for Cam. He's a white guy in blackface.
I don't know what you mean about black actors. I'm sorry, white actors.
Never mind. It was just trying to make a stupid joke. Thanks for playing along.
Thanks for playing along. I'm sorry, Mike. Fair enough. We probably should have played along.
I didn't know what I was saying.
Oh, I love when the honesty comes through. People don't like Cam because he's an arrogant showboat. Is that true? I don't know.
I
Maybe
think
he is, but so what?
So what? He's fucking playing at NFL at the top level, and he's crushing the competition, and he's doing these dabs, which I know white people get so upset about. But then he gives the footballs to children. So
there you go.
there he is. He balances. It's all about balance. And I feel like it's just these people. I mean, who's ever mad at him is just, what do you want? I mean, insecure. Your white heroes do way worse shit off the field.
Yeah, I don't like that he said I'm an African-American quarterback. That scares people because they haven't seen nothing that they can compare me to.
I mean, he's extremely confident.
I see him as a very good athlete. I don't give a fuck about his color.
You're right.
I just don't. It's too bad he had to say that. Because they really are turning the Super Bowl into the black quarterback versus the white quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the story. Old, wise white man Peyton Manning, and then new, crazy black guy, Cam Newton. That's what it is.
If they hired a black actor, wouldn't he have to wear whiteface? Yeah, of course.
I
don't care about the blackface, whiteface thing either.
I don't know what that means. What do you mean?
When people put the blackface on and try to be silly and stupid.
When a white person goes all in blackface and then
especially for Halloween, I don't think that's a problem whatsoever.
It's fine, especially if you're gonna be somebody's if you want to dress up as Martin Luther King or someone, you have to look like him.
Yes.
So put on the blackface.
In other news, we got a fucking lunatic on the subway slashing people.
Who, Godfrey?
Here in New York City. It looks like Godfrey. It absolutely does look like
I think he more acts like Godfrey.
He's got like his eyes or something. I feel like I've seen this guy before, and then I was telling these guys it looks like Godfrey.
But what a fucking psychopath. Just slashing ladies in the face.
Seems like there's been a lot since the first of the year, too.
Little douche with mommy issues.
New slasher strikes fear in subways. Cut and run. That's just wonderful. He hit someone with a machete, I guess, yesterday, right?
Did he really?
But why is it 3 different people that are doing this? Are they connected, or this is just the new thing that people just slash?
Are they saying there's 3 different people?
There's this guy, and then they said that these 2 have done it in separate incidents already this year. 3rd subway slash this week.
People slash people on the train.
Maybe I should have read more of the article.
Yeah, they arrested one guy already it's all different people.
Yeah,
it is different people.
What the fuck?
So I'll chop
ISIS.
you up on this fucking train. That's great. You're just trying to go to work and you have to deal with that.
Yeah.
I'll chop you up on this fucking train. Can you just let me get off?
Yeah, dude.
59th Street,
come on.
Just leave me the fuck alone. That's wonderful. You got.
I'm already chopped emotionally sitting in my fucking cubicle.
Right, exactly. I hate my fucking job. Now I got to deal with you on the subway.
Fucking shit.
Thanks.
You know what? Chop my head off. Do it.
Right. Thanks for nothing.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah.
So a lot of shit you expect on the way to work, you never expect to be attacked by a machete.
No.
That's something you never see coming.
A machete is nuts. I mean, maybe you get stabbed, poked, but to fucking an like a samurai machete, that's out of nowhere.
I watched the footage from Brazil. I've watched a lot of these machete fights. A lot of these guys, anytime where they'll like fist fight in the street barefoot, that's a fucking tough country.
Yeah, sure.
And these guys, I watched them into a machete fight, and wow, I mean, you get hacked with a machete. That's fucking ugly.
Does it cut your arm right off? Like
A couple of hacks and it comes off. But boy, I've seen one where the guy stood up, his arm was hanging off.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yeah, I have no desire to watch that stuff.
No, I could almost not come. It was really tough.
But that's what's scary about the subway is like the police. How can you even stop that? I mean, so many people get on the train. If one of them's hiding a machete underneath their coat, you're just going to have to respond to it. You can't stop it.
They put up a little sticker that says "No machete."
No machete.
They do. That
Okay.
actually deter people.
That makes
Oh,
it.
good. I got to find that that car, train car.
Machete-free car.
Yes. And then it was 30 years ago today that the Challenger exploded. Where were you? Were you even born?
I was in rehab.
You were in rehab.
Yes, I was in the Princeton House in New Jersey. I forgot this month. In 86.
How old were you?
17. It was a year before I got sober. So I was, it was my one of my attention-seeking, wrist-slashing things. So they put me in a fucking a rehab that had a psychiatrist. And the Challenger blew up. I forget where I was at the moment, but I came out and everyone in our unit was just kind of gathered around the TV staring at it. I'm like, what the fuck?
That was a sad day. That was our, JFK.
Yeah.
That was our where were you for, people our age.
For me, it was not, then it became 9/11.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Then it became 9/11.
9/11 is my Challenger.
Yeah, I was in Afghanistan
of course.
helping. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, OBL.
I learned about
OBL?
I learned about anorexia through the Challenger explosion because 30 years ago I went to Red Lobster with this chick. I had literally no money. I was in college, so I scrapped up all the money I can to give this girl a really nice meal at Red Lobster.
Oh no.
And we're just feasting, and I'm enjoying her. I really like this girl a lot. She was a bit on the thin side to begin with, but in my young mind, I didn't really understand what that meant yet. And then she excused herself, and she went to the bathroom.
Oh, no.
And then she came back, and her eyes were all so watery. I'm like, it hit me at that moment that she went in the bathroom and threw up my hard-earned money. Fuck. It was the only money I had. You know when you would make those decisions like, fuck, I'm not going to eat for a week, but I can take this really beautiful girl out to
So what happened?
to Red Lobster.
Did you bang her?
It was pretty much the end of our relationship.
Did you
I'm like,
confront her? Did you say you just...
no, I didn't confront her. I was emotionally scarred. I'm like, this is fucked up. People do this shit.
You should have fucked her and licked the vomited crab out of her teeth.
I knew she was a bit on the thin side, so I figured we go to Red Lobster. I'll fatten her up a little bit.
Yeah,
smart.
But she, no, man, she needed to purge.
Did that happen any other times? It was the one time she threw up.
That relationship was short-lived. I knew I was in over my head, man. I'm like, I can't deal with it. I'm not going to be able to deal with this shit, unfortunately. So.
You ever see puke on the street now and wonder if it's her?
It's like one tear goes down her face.
Millie.
She was beautiful, too, man.
That's why.
Yeah.
Exactly. She knew how to fucking take care of those extra LBs.
Hell yeah.
Fuck, you don't go out and pig out on lobster with butter sauce. You enjoy it, you get rid of it, then you look good in a bikini.
Well, but she came back with puffy, red, swollen, fucking teary eyes. I'm like, oh, no.
And it couldn't have been because the space shuttle blew up.
No, it was around that time. Like, thinking about the space shuttle makes me think about her, and I haven't thought about her in a really long time.
But also, she was eating...
It was around that same time. It wasn't the same day. I should have prefaced the story by
she was eating
saying
bad
that.
lobster and crab. You don't think that had anything to do with it either?
It was all you could eat shrimp.
Yeah. How could you throw up those fucking garlic cheese puff bread?
We were pigging out.
Awesome.
We were pigging out, and I was getting happy. Like, oh, okay,
yeah.
This will fatten her up a little bit to a healthier weight.
That's good that our nation's greatest space tragedy reminds you of a fucking girl who vomited an $11.99 meal.
I had another one of those too, man. When I was a freshman at Geneseo, there was this girl that I liked. Went back to my dorm room, my dorm room, and we were, I'm trying to get it on and stuff, but she was distracted and wanted to eat. So I'm like, all right. I opened up my tiny little fridge I had, and we ate whatever, I forget now, but it was probably like
pickled pig's feet.
Pickles, yeah, sure, mac and cheese, whatever.
Ramen noodles.
All that crap.
Yeah.
And that wasn't enough, and then I'm like, all right, now we could like maybe get some action going.
Right.
And then at that point, she wanted to order a pizza. Ooh. So I'm like, oh, it's all right. Now it's like 2 in the morning or whatever the fuck. The pizza's arriving, and long story short, never really got anything done with her because she was too busy with her eating, really wanting to eat. Fast forward, she drops out of school, and the next year for homecoming, I'm on Main Street in Geneseo, and this girl as big as a fucking house comes running at me and wants to hug me. I didn't recognize her whatsoever.
Pregnant?
It was the same fucking girl.
Who just gained the weight?
She just gained she obviously had a major eating disorder.
I hope you said that to her.
And I remember that I couldn't even put my arms around her to hug her.
And just a year before, she was hot.
Absolutely. She was, quote, an average, sized girl, but really wanted to eat a lot when I thought we were going to get down to some business.
Sounds like a shallow Hal incident to me.
Yes.
She's beautiful on the inside. And Gwyneth Paltrow should explain how we're fat shaming. Good.
By the way, Chad is absolutely right. When I was telling the other story, that's more bulimia than anorexia.
Oh.
Throwing it up as bulimia. You're right, Chad. As I was,
So then what's anorexia? You just don't eat?
I think so, right? Bulimia is where you purge and then you get rid of it. Chad's absolutely right.
Thanks, Chad.
As I was telling that story, I'm like, I think I should have prefaced this and said it was bulimia. But I had 2 of those.
Yeah.
The one I really liked her too. I'm like, man, you're a bit distracted with your eating, huh?
Fuck.
But she wasn't like, she was, normal size. But obviously it was a major problem because she dropped out of school.
Yeah.
So
You just missed the murders at Geneseo.
Ah, dude,
Yeah,
that's not even like
That's crazy.
a fucking brutal double murder suicide.
I thought he when I
Wadsworth Street.
when I saw that. I was like, all right, that's where you went.
Yeah, I pretty much know the house.
Jesus.
I know that street very well. It's right off campus.
Oh, that guy.
Another fucking scumbag that can't take it because a girl wants to move on.
Did he kill himself then as well?
Yeah, of course.
He called his dad and said something like, I did something horrible to
It's fucked up.
whatever
Killed
her
the
name.
girlfriend.
So he killed the girlfriend, the boyfriend, and then himself.
I called his dad and said, look, I did this thing and now I'm going to kill myself.
Was that the...
What a fuck it. Just leave everyone out of it.
Was
out of your mental illness.
Was it the boyfriend or no? I don't know if that was the
It was
boyfriend.
an ex-boyfriend.
No. The guy she was with, they said she wasn't dating. The guy who was sleeping over, they said she was just friends with.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like they might have...
Maybe they broke up, and then she was hooking up with this guy, and then the jealous ex-boyfriend came back and killed everybody.
Let it go.
Yeah, they were... I feel like they had some kind of romantic connection.
Yeah, you don't just sleep over.
Yeah, he was over there, and there were people in the fucking house that never woke up. And he used a knife.
So
How'd they
you
not
say
wake
people
up?
just woke up the next morning with the cops there?
I guess.
Whoa.
I guess that's what woke him up is the bang at the door, the cops, because, the kid called his father and said what he did and he was going to kill himself.
Well, I hope it was that night then. I hope the dad didn't wait till the next day to call the cops.
Yeah.
Well, let everybody get a good night's sleep. Who needs this?
The call came in around 5 or 6 in the morning, somewhere around there, but he used a knife and they said there was no struggle, which means these two...
Stabbed right in the neck, maybe?
These two fucking went to sleep and never knew what hit him.
How did the kid kill himself with a knife? What, did he just cut his wrist?
I stopped reading the stories because it's downright depressing. Geneseo is such a small town, and it's a town that has never fucking changed, so it brings me right back.
So that's something like that is going to scar that town for years to come.
It's the first murder in, what do they say, 25 years or something like that?
Fuck.
They don't see shit like that ever. And it was a townie, man. This kid, lived, it was from a well-to-do family.
Yeah. And it said, when I was reading the article, it said former Geneseo student murder-suicide. I was like, Opie. Did you take a trip back down memory lane?
That's right. He went back and he fucking saw those marshmallows that he used to pick up in his ass cheeks. And he felt the stirring in his underpants and he went on a rampage. Yeah, just another selfish cunt ex-boyfriend who can't handle being... Fucking guys like that are the worst. You stalker guys, you guys that are so connected to your ex, just fucking hang yourselves. You're the worst.
Dude, leave it alone.
Hey, I killed you. You're not going to be with anybody. Let it go, you fuck.
A bitter ex-boyfriend stabbed 2 New York college students to death before killing himself.
You know what would prevent something like that? A sticker that says "No knives."
Oh, that would. Absolutely.
That would have prevented it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was... people wanted me to comment about that because I went there. It's like, what do you say?
You haven't been
More
there.
mental illness.
That's what it is.
fucking mental illness.
Fuck.
And then assholes, whoa, obviously we got to ban all knives now.
Did they say
We got to ban all knives now.
Fuck that.
You gun people, now we got to ban knives too. It's a horrible story, though, for real, man.
If it was unlimited shrimp, she could have gone back for more. Just saying.
Huh?
If it was unlimited shrimp,
Yeah.
she could have gone back for more.
The bulimia girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we continued eating because I still want to get my money's
You
worth.
have to.
And they got good desserts at Red Lobster.
But I remember that was it. I was actually driving her home, and we stopped at our Red Lobster. She lived outside Syracuse.
Oh, it was upstate.
And I think that was it. I think that really creeped me out to the point when we got back to school from whatever break it was. It might have been Thanksgiving or something. I was like,
Couldn't do it.
no, man. I knew this was not right. My little young mind, I knew it wasn't right.
Right.
Don't go down that fucking road. So I wonder what had happened to her.
I don't know.
Maybe I could stalk her on the old Facebook like people do.
Yeah.
She's
probably
picking up
fat
their
now.
old girlfriends and shit.
I bet you she's heavy, especially if she had kids.
You think?
Yeah, my mom was bulimic when she was younger. My dad used to say, like, yeah, your mom, her hair would fall out. And all, she's just fucking, this lady just wouldn't eat and puke it up. And then that she had me.
Yeah.
And then, she changed. Everything changed.
All right. In a good way, right?
In a
She's
good, I
healthier?
guess. Yeah, my mom's healthier. Yeah, I mean, her hair doesn't fall out.
Yeah.
But
Is Dana here?
Not yet.
not yet.
So maybe, why don't we take a quick break?
He hasn't checked in the building?
No, he hasn't.
If he hasn't checked in, then why don't we take a break?
I got to ice my nuts. I got I had to go get my nuts checked yesterday. I got epidemitis, inflammation of the epididymis because of how low my balls hang. The doctor said I have some of the lowest hanging testicles he's ever seen in a younger guy. And he said that because I've been exercising, going to the UFC gym, that my balls swing at such a rate that they smash against the outside of my sack and my leg, that the epididymis has inflamed. Because I thought I had testicular cancer. I was really scared. And he was like, you don't have cancer. He was like, I can tell that, but your epididymis is inflamed because of how low your nuts hang.
All right,
so he said I have to wear a jockstrap.
I want to eat my eggs.
What does that mean, though?
That's what it is, epididymitis. He drew me a whole diagram of my nuts and where everything is, and
Is it itchy?
it's not itchy. He asked me if I was sleeping around. I said no. He said I just got to wear a jockstrap, and
You gotta
if,
wear a jockstrap.
if I can put some ice on my nuts.
You're gonna have shitty hanging balls when you get older if they're already hanging low.
Well, he told me they hang so low. That's good. That means my sperm is very healthy,
Right.
Because they hang lower. But he said that it's no good.
Well, thanks for sharing that.
No problem.
That's,
I want to get that in before
right before breakfast. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Quick
that.
break. A single or whatever.
We got Dana White next,
And Matt Serra, yeah.
and we'll be back. Stay there. It's not anorexia, it's bulimia. It's been 30 years, you don't know it's bulimia.
Did someone say that?
Couple people. Relax.
I wasn't thinking.
Relax. Take the hit. Dana White making his way into... Dana White! Yes!
And Matt, is Matt with him? Yes.
What's up, Dana? What's up, Matt?
Hi, Matt.
Jim, man.
What's going on, bud?
See you guys.
What's up, guys?
What's up,
How are
man?
you?
Chris.
All right.
How are you?
What's up, buddy?
We haven't seen Dana in a while.
I know, it's been a minute, huh?
It's been a minute or two. You look great, sir.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
What's going on? This is early.
It is early. Feels like I just landed.
Did you really?
Last night. I came in last night about 11:30.
All right.
What's up, brother?
Hi, buddy. What are you doing you're here besides promote?
That's it. That's all we're doing. When you come to New York, you work and eat.
Yeah.
I got a food tour.
I went about that court case you guys just lost. I was really annoyed. It was like a smaller and a blurb in the paper, but there was like a court case that, just is that more New York nonsense?
This place is ridiculous.
It is, right?
It's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. You should be.
There you go.
It's funny. You got to turn the knob. Matt thought he was hurt. I don't know. It's an old injury. No, just turn the knob.
I got you.
Am I supposed to be hearing
Yeah,
that?
guys, good to see you. I'm
Good to see you, buddy.
Oh, man.
New York is ridiculous, Dana White.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, the UFC has become mainstream, but we all know that. It's now on Fox, and they're still fucking keeping you out.
It's insane, man. And, our buddy there, who has been blocking us the whole time is now going to jail. And,
Yes.
I'm not going to say that I'm the smartest guy in the world, but I've been saying this guy was a bad guy for 8 years.
Yeah.
And then finally he ends up going to, and here we are. We're still not in here, but.
Well, the union still, I mean, whoever, if the guy after him, whoever it is, they still depend on the union probably.
Yes, they
so
do.
it's like, it doesn't matter who's there.
It's embarrassing for us because, the UFC is everywhere. It's everywhere.
I mean,
It's everywhere.
So blatant.
I just joined the UFC gym across the street from my house in Brooklyn.
My man.
Yes,
Right.
taking boxing conditioning classes like a real girl. Just running around like
I love it.
Yeah, they give him a little whistle to carry around and blow it if someone
fucking run
bothers him.
around. Oh my God!
What other states aren't you in America?
This is it, man.
New York
Oh
is
my
it.
God!
New York. That's
New
it.
York.
Isn't that amazing?
That's embarrassing.
Jesus.
That's embarrassing.
In the world, there's two places. It's New York and France.
And France.
Yeah.
Why in France? Is they giving the same reasons or?
Nah, it's just, at the end of the day, it's all political. At the end of the day, it's all political. And
What
I'm over it, man. I'm over it,
Well, we like going to Jersey to check it out.
That's
so.
it.
Yeah, I'm
So
going Saturday. It's crazy. It's like it's literally it's 10 minutes outside the city. So
It's right there.
You
It's
make
basically
you make
New
a
York.
bunch of them. I just saw you in Vegas.
Yeah.
How many do you make?
I usually go to 2 a year, 3 maximum, because it's the only thing I do that's not work related that I'll actually travel to and go.
Nice. That's a real fan.
I wanted to go out to Vegas. I said, you know what? I got 13 seconds to kill. Why not just go and watch it? Oh my God.
For the McGregor.
That one hurt me. That one hurt. I love Aldo and Moo. That was ugly.
Yeah, who saw that coming?
But that was exciting, though.
Oh, man.
That was still an exciting 13 seconds.
The energy at the Conor McGregor fights, man, with all the Irish there, and it's so awesome. It's so fun.
Do you, and Aldo's complaining now. He's like, he won't fight anybody unless it's Conor McGregor. He wants to fight me because he probably is ready to fight.
Well, the problem is that's what everybody's saying now. From flyweight to heavyweight, they all want to fight Conor McGregor.
Right.
It's the money fight.
Does he deserve another title shot, Aldo, or was it like he was beaten so badly that they're going to make him wait?
It's one of those things. We made the fight the first time, and he got hurt and had to pull out. Then we made it again, and it ended in 13 seconds. It's tough to make that fight again right away. Plus, Conor wants to be a 2-belt champion, so he wants to fight Dos Anjos, which is a crazy. I mean, if you look at that guy, he's an animal. Look what he did to Cowboy Cerrone. Look what he did to Ben Henderson. Look what he did to Anthony Pettis.
Yeah.
And now Conor wants to fight this guy. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm very impressed that he volunteered to take that
Right.
fight. He could have done a lot simpler things.
Absolutely.
Than go after that guy.
Yep.
Brutal.
He's exciting, though. I like that he shit talks, too. I'm a big fan of that. I don't know where you're at with that type of stuff, but as a fan, I love when these guys shit talk a little bit.
But it's not even about shit talk with this guy. His mental warfare game is better than anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And how he gets in guys' heads immediately and very intelligent, calculated. Conor McGregor's a very interesting guy.
Yeah. And he backs it up, too. It's
He
not
sure
like
does.
he talks
Yes, he
it all
does.
and he gets his ass kicked. He's in there and he pulls through.
And he calls the round.
He does
in which
call
he
the
will
round.
beat the guy.
Yeah.
When you come out and you say that you're gonna finish Jose Aldo in under 4 minutes of the first round, that you think is shit talk.
Yeah.
Until he goes out and does it.
And then he does it.
I felt bad for Aldo, though. Like, even if he loses the fight, just as a fighter, I'm sure that's a humiliating way to lose to a
that's
guy
gotta
you
suck.
hate. Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, just because you feel like you go through that whole camp and then you feel like you just didn't you didn't fight. So, but shit happens.
Aldo should take other fights before that, then, I guess, and realize, like, look, I did get knocked out in 13 seconds. Maybe I got to throw a couple of fucking other fights
He's
first.
gonna have to make an example of somebody to make a case for it.
Yeah, because who'd want to go see it? People. I mean, I would, but most people. But you know what I mean. But a lot of people wouldn't want to go.
Of course.
Would want to go see it.
I like the sportsmanship, too. I just want to acknowledge that. But
I do,
also,
too.
But also,
Well, it's the mix of everything. If everybody talks shit,
Right, of course.
it'd be whatever. If everybody was really nice,
it's kind of fun.
You gotta have a mix.
Yeah, it's kind of fun when the fighters don't like each other at times.
No doubt about it.
The whole Misha Tate, Ronda Rousey thing. She was just in here still talking about Ronda.
Yeah.
She does not like Ronda Rousey.
Right.
Respects her ability, she said on the show, but doesn't like her as a person.
However, Home is an interesting fight also.
Who's that? Yeah.
Holly Holm.
Yeah, Holly was in here for the first time.
Styles make fights, man, and that stylistically, that's a tough fight.
Yeah, you think?
Oh yeah,
definitely, 100%. Even the fact that Ronda, even though she's phenomenal in grappling, like her judo could neutralize Misha's wrestling, but now Misha Holly's got to worry about all like the low singles and doubles that Ronda does not do.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, to close the distance that she wasn't worried about Ronda shooting in. She's worried about the clinch with Ronda, which she was very able to nullify, you know?
Okay.
So with Misha does more wrestling. So that's going to be difficult for her to set up her shots without getting single legged. And I'm excited about it.
No, it's true. So as Holly goes to throw the punches that she threw on Ronda, she's got to worry about that, the momentum moving forward, because Misha's going to come in and double leg her, or like you said, low single and get her to the ground. And Misha's a very stylistically a very tough fight for Holly.
And that's the co-main event for the McGregor Dos Anjos. And it's funny, I accidentally said undercard. Oh, they were not happy when I accidentally said undercard. I didn't mean it like that. But I think we're all here to talk about what Mark Hunt. I want Mark Hunt to have a title shot. I love Mark Hunt. I fucking love Mark Hunt. He's like my favorite person.
He's fun to watch.
Oh my God, is he fucking scary.
And what he's accomplished at his age is
how old is he?
Phenomenal. Guy's like 38 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I want him to. I just want to watch Mark Hunt fight all day. I don't know why. That
that's awesome.
Squat man makes me very happy.
Why do you like him so much?
I don't know, because he's such a little fire plug in a tank, and he's just such a. And he's lost to who did he lose to? Is it Travis Brown that beat him when they were kind of going?
Verdum. He did lose to Verdum. Him and Verdum. He was dominating Verdum, and then Verdum caught him with that knee to the face.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. The thing is too about Mark Hunt is he's if you look at him, he looks like this, this fat dude. But let me tell you what, he has this, these walk-off home run KOs that he hits you with. He'll hit you with a punch, and when it lands, he knows he's knocked you out, and he'll just walk away as you crumble. It's one of the coolest things you'll ever see.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah, and he's got little short, they look like fat legs, but they're not fat legs.
Right. He kicks you with one of those, you're done.
Yeah, I like him a lot, and I always root for him. Verdum and Cain Velasquez got hurt again, right?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
And Verdum.
Yeah, he's got problems with the disc in his back, so he's actually going to have surgery. But the good part is it's not going to be long. He'll probably after the surgery he'll need 4 weeks to recover. So
okay.
That's good. That's good news.
I can't imagine being a UFC fighter with a disc problem.
Yeah,
I know. I had tendonitis in my elbow.
A radio host with a disc problem.
I have to fucking work on it all the time. I can't imagine being a fighter with this horse shit.
I wonder how they fight through things, because my tendonitis, believe it or not, I talked about it a lot, and people didn't really want to hear it. No one gave a shit, but I couldn't stop. I can't lift, guys, and no one cared. 8 months I couldn't lift weights.
It takes some time.
I remember I massaged your elbow. Remember?
That is
when you came in?
That is true. Yes.
I used to be a physical therapist.
Yes.
So now I'm a UFC gym member.
You got any aches? He'll rub it out right now.
Anybody needs rubs?
You got
Nothing?
Need anything?
You're rubbing things out this morning?
I can rub things out. I can rub things out. That's what I do.
I didn't know you coached Wahlberg in boxing. When he was doing Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that film.
Isn't that all? That movie is so. Just look at the talent.
Yes.
Just look at the talent that movie created.
Yes.
It brought everybody in that movie became a huge star.
Yeah. What's better than Philip Seymour Hoffman and that fucking shirt where his little gut is hanging out?
So awesome. That movie. So I was with Wahlberg when that movie was coming out. I saw that movie 30 times before it did. We did the premiere here and there, and I lived with Wahlberg for we lived together for 4 months.
And were you there at the premiere? I heard Burt Reynolds melted down at the premiere or something and didn't think that he didn't like the movie when he first saw it. Burt Reynolds really had a problem with the movie, and then it became really successful, and he was like, "Oh, okay."
Relaunched his career.
Yeah, but was he not happy with it, dude?
Not that I knew of.
Okay.
No,
Did he have a cock double?
Yeah, I would love to know that too.
If that good-looking fuck really's hung like that, we should fucking kill him.
That's it's just not fair,
You know
right?
that last shot when he whips his dick out?
Yeah, and I was. It's so funny. I didn't know what to do in the movie. I was in the theater, and I was with a girl, and she's like, "Why did you just jump up and clap and yell yummy?" I'm like, "I was joking, joking."
Yell yummy.
So can he box?
He can box. Yeah. Wahlberg can box. He's a great athlete. That kid can do anything.
You had to live with him for 4 months.
Yeah.
So you just, how does that work?
I lived with him in Hollywood in his house.
Oh,
and,
so he invites you right into his home, not down the street or anything. You're literally living in the house with him.
Yeah, it was, we
How
kind
weird
of
is
had
that?
a Boston connection. A friend of ours hooked us up, and he was looking for somebody to train him for that movie, and he said, "You should do it with Dana White." So he called me up, and I went out and
pretty cool.
lived with him.
We
Is he
trained
a wild dude? Wahlberg?
Actually, at that point in his life, he was pretty mellow, man. He was a hard worker. You know, you don't do all the things that Wahlberg's done and not work hard.
True.
You know, the guy was a hard worker.
Yeah.
How much of this did you watch the film being shot? Were you actually on set when it was being shot at all?
No. I actually hooked up with him right when it was about to launch. So he was doing all the PR.
Okay.
And doing the premieres for it.
He's a really interesting guy. Like, he was this tough kid from Boston, like probably born to be a criminal, and then just turned things around and you know.
After the Funky Bunch.
Yeah. But it was weird. Like, that's
How
not
did he
something.
come back? He was actually in the Funky Bunch.
Yes.
And now he's in phenomenal movies. Did you ever see Ted 2? You ever see Ted? Listen, I must be an idiot. I rent that thing at every hotel I go to. I rent Ted 2.
I've never seen
What
it.
am I, a child?
Nah.
You know,
No,
it's
it's a
funny.
good
It's about the dirty talking, Seth MacFarlane, the dirty talking teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
It's filthy.
I saw the first one, and I loved it, but I had no desire to see the second one. You're
Listen,
telling me that the second one is good?
Listen,
I'm going to watch it tonight, then.
2 thumbs up. I enjoyed it. 2 thumbs up. That's still 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Yeah. Are those guys that both dead?
All right, Matt, so what kind of a film do you watch that really gets you, like, emotional? There's got to be one you watch
Well,
that,
not
like,
Ted- well, Ted 2 doesn't
that's
get me
what I'm saying,
emotional.
but what do you watch that you're like, oh, man, that's really moving and lovely?
Moving and lovely. You know, I'm a big fan of the Rocky movies. You know?
We're talking rom-coms, though, Matt.
We're talking about what?
Rom-coms.
But that's a man's answer. That's what a
I know
fucking
it
real
is.
man
Yeah.
says. What makes
What?
you cry? Fucking
Rocky? Remember
yeah.
Rocky's breaking down over Mickey and stuff?
Oh,
I
man,
have to flick the
That's some
flick it.
Italian
I can't
shit
watch
right
it.
there. Hey, yo,
And he's doing that.
Rocky made me cry. You know what I mean?
Oh, we got more to do. And I'm like, oh, I got to flip the channel, honey.
I know, and everybody knows they don't do the walkout at the same time. What horse shit that was. They're not going to meet on the steps. When does that ever happen?
Yeah, I think they just ran into. Well, now I'm making excuses for it. I think they were just running into each other.
And Mickey
Mickey's
had
having
no
a heart
friends.
attack.
That made me cry when Mickey had 4 people at his wake. I'm like, what the fuck happened to Mickey?
Nobody's there for Mickey.
No, it was just
no
Rocky and his wife.
He was
3 people went to his wake. Everybody else was busy.
He must have been a real cry again.
And it's funny how he always, Paulie's interesting because the guy was the biggest asshole.
Yeah.
And it's his best friend, and he's fucking in every movie. He's doing something. Once he's taking the watch, he's throwing it on the floor. He's breaking the pinball machine. He sees with Rocky on it. He's just such a prick, but he always brings him. He's like that friend that, like, in Hot Tub Time Machine. You ever see, like, you have a friend that's an asshole? He's Rocky's asshole.
Here's
And he was in all the movies until.
Well, that's his brother-in-law. Everybody's got that brother-in-law,
but before
right?
that,
he
set him up.
He has to be with him. It's his brother-in-law.
That is true. But before that, they were friends.
The rule of thumb is
That's
this.
how he got in Adrian's
If I
pants.
get you a watch and you break it and I try to pick it up and you kick it across the garage, I'm fucking done with it. There's no coming back
Shit
from
looked
that.
expensive. But Paulie was great.
He likes throwing shit, though. You remember in the first one, he took the turkey and he threw it out the window?
Yeah, dude, he hit Hulk Hogan. He did with the fucking ladder. I don't sweat you. That was great.
He hit him with a chair.
Oh, he hit him with ladder. What the hell was that?
Yeah, he took a punch to the face.
It was still funny, Matt. It was still funny.
That was
So-
great.
So you like the Rocky movies? Did you see
I love
Creed?
the Rocky movies. The truest thing, I saw Creed. I can get to that in a second if you want.
Yes.
It's all right. Everybody's like, oh, it's so great. I'm like, it's all
It was
right.
just okay.
The Rocky movies, you know what really is true about life, and I said this before, and it really just who's married here besides myself? Okay, then Opie's
I got a
probably
kid.
not going to agree with
That's
this.
it.
You have kids. That's
I'm
awesome.
kid, not married. I'm an asshole, bad Catholic.
That's
I'm sorry, Jesus.
But listen, Adrian is the truest thing in the Rocky movies. The truest thing. Now, let me tell you about that. They're dating, quiet as a church mouse, a little cute, a little. Oh, you want the turtles? Thank you, Rocky. After that, they get married. Rocky 2, she's not a total bitch, but you shouldn't be fighting. I'm not really into it. But no, but honey, I got to pay for the house. All right, win type of thing. Third one, you got Rocky. You're running on the beach. What's your problem? You're fucking like a sissy. She's getting him mouthy, The fourth one, what a bitch. And then the fifth one, she died by the fifth one. Each one, her balls grew to the point of they're married for that long. I don't know. All the married guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. Sure. Opie's laughing the most. Jim's just like, this is the why the fuck.
Well, no, I'm just thinking about
you're thinking you did the right fucking thing
by not getting married.
The hug on the beach when him and Apollo were running and he finally wins and they hug in the water. It was a nice moment.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
she
the way.
was just a fucking downer.
She absolutely changed through all
She was
those
so
movies.
great in the
That's
fucking
funny.
pet
I've
shop.
never heard that one
in
before.
the pet shop, she was awesome.
Yeah, but not when she
They
made it
don't
about
say
herself.
Like
in
that.
part,
my wife's awesome. Besides mom, I'm saying about other
Besides
people.
your wife, right,
Yeah,
Matt?
in part 2, she makes it about herself. Remember
Yeah,
that? She
exactly.
fucking collapses on the pet food. It's like, come on, get up. He's going to fight to fight.
Fucking walk it off.
By 5, she was a real twat. Is what
A twat. Oh,
is what
forget
Matt's
about
saying.
it.
So what is Fight Pass that you're a part of? I haven't asked about that. Not a Fight Pass. What's the name of the show that you're doing?
Looking for a fight.
Looking for a fight. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, came up with this concept where if you guys took a trip with your buddies and you were going to a football game or a fight or whatever, you go to whatever town it's in, you take in whatever is local there to do, you go to the local restaurants, and then you go to your event, whether it's a fight or whatever. That's basically what we do. We go to these different cities where they have small shows. We check out what fun there is to do in that city, and check out the restaurants, and then we go to the fights.
Oh, okay. So you're not looking. It's not like you're out finding like young fighters. You're actually just showing the stuff that you do before the fight.
Yeah, we do. We look for young fighters too. Like right here, we're looking. This kid Sage Northcutt. We found him, and he's actually fighting this weekend, live and free on Big Fox.
Nice.
And it's fun. We have a good time. We cruise around, we check out all these different places, different restaurants, and we go to the fights.
What's he, like 7-0? He's undefeated, right?
Yeah, this kid's undefeated. Yep.
Good kid.
Is it mostly it's MMA though?
No, we go to MMA shows, small MMA shows.
Okay, because
this one that you're looking at here, we went to Philly, and then we went to Atlantic City, and
all right, because Anthony Bourdain is doing something slightly in that way, but he's traveling the world and he's finding what type of fighting they do in the local area.
With MMA,
jiu-jitsu.
It's not MMA. That's why I was asking.
Oh, but he's doing fights.
Yeah, but it's weird, like the weird customs and the weird fights they have overseas. Did you see the one in Istanbul where they fight in leather pants and olive oil?
No.
What?
And they take
Christmas.
They take it really.
That's what happens for me.
That's why I was asking, because every area has a different way of how they fight, and in Turkey you got to look this shit up online. It's fucking weird. They fight in leather pants, no shirt, and a lot of olive oil, and they take it really serious, and they put their hands down each other's pants and everything.
Oh my God!
Are you sure this wasn't some
and they're saying
watched by mistake? Leather pants, hands down the pants, you win.
Find the clip, and they're saying it's not gay. That
how do you win?
It's their sport. There it is.
How do you lose?
Turkey wrestling documentary. How do you lose?
If that's how you win, how do you lose?
Look at this.
Do you see any talent here yet?
Look at this.
It's Turkey oil wrestling, and they swear it's not a gay thing. They take it very seriously.
I think these guys will sell tickets.
I beg to differ.
But they have to.
Hey, it's all
Oh, look at Saddam Hussein on steroids.
Saddam.
Is that what happened?
I wanted to make sure, Dana, you weren't doing this, okay?
Upcoming talent in the UFC. I don't.
They got it right here.
Purple nurpled him right there.
They got it.
This guy, you got to get this guy. Look at his back.
It is weird, though, man.
It's a weird sport.
Oh my God! You imagine that guy in ISIS?
Anthony Bourdain just did a quick clip on it, but there's a whole documentary online. They're not fucking around, man. They're dead serious, but it's so strange that it's leather pants and a lot of oil.
I think there's a very good chance if we're ever in Turkey, we're not visiting this place.
No, some of these guys are probably great fighters. If you can grapple in oil.
You know Nick the Tooth's going to want to do this.
Yeah.
Nick the Tooth.
We got one other guy with us.
Who is that?
This surfing type weirdo. He's like the Kramer of the show. We just abuse him.
Nick the Tooth is a surfer type. I thought he was from the Gambino crime family.
Yeah, so in this show we got the as East Coast as you can get with this one, and we got as West Coast as you can get with Nick.
You just offended the whole West Coast by saying that. Once they see Nick the Tooth,
they're like, not us.
Oh man.
The food angle. What kind of food you guys eat? Anything?
Geno's.
This place is a Geno's.
Well, Geno's. I know because my whole family. I married into the Philly. World. I know Geno's.
Geno's in Philly, and Nick. This guy, that's Nick the Tooth right there.
There he is.
He's a vegan. Yeah. Oh, just so people know. So what we did was, the UFC is global now, and we're pretty much everywhere except France and New York, and
ridiculous.
And we can this show is on YouTube.
Yeah.
So everybody can watch it. It's on YouTube. Dana White Looking for a Fight, and it's on YouTube.
Oh, I gotta check this out. I didn't know about this until today.
Yeah, and pretty much in every episode, Matt Serra gets in a fight with somebody. So some jerk off. We run into some jerk off that Matt gets into a fight with in every episode.
It's only the pilot and the first episode too so far. But they are legit jerk offs. You could watch yourself. And, Jim, watch and tell me if you say, this guy deserved it because the guy was a jerk off.
Does he bring you to all the pinkberries around the country? You still doing pinkberry?
I haven't been to Pinkberry in a while.
Okay, all right, I'll stop with that shit.
And the guy we saw in this first episode, Randy Brown, this tough kid from Brooklyn, he's fighting actually this weekend on Fight Pass.
Which one is he?
Randy Brown, tough.
Black dude or
Yeah, black guy. But that's not him right there.
Okay.
No, he's later on in the episode.
Oh my God.
In Atlanta, we found him in the Atlantic City Ring of Combat, and he actually beat one of my guys, so he's real good.
Wait, is this guy?
And Sage Northcutt looks like a model. That's a smart. If he's a great fighter, that's going to bring a lot of women to the table too to watch him. I thought that. I'm like, what a smart marketing.
Is that kid unbelievable?
Yeah,
man?
I haven't really.
You guys got to pull up on the YouTube thing. Pull up the Sage Northcutt flip. Watch the flip that this kid does. It doesn't even seem real.
All right, let's look this up.
If you ever talk to that guy, it's like talking to one of the Brady Bunch. This kid Sage, what a nice, like golly gee type nice.
Oh,
right. Am I wrong? Like he's just unbelievable.
That's him?
Look at this flip. This kid.
Look at this kid. Ready? Look
Oh
at
my
the guy.
God! Wow.
Have you ever seen that?
No.
I'd never seen that until that.
That's pretty impressive.
Right?
The kid's a freak, man, in a good way.
Is he a good fighter? I don't know anything about Sage.
Nah, he's good.
awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's
like
kicking ass
19
so
years
far.
old.
I really don't know.
He's a
about
kid. He's
19
kicking
years
ass.
old. He's fought 3 times in 3 months.
Wow.
So every time this kid fights, he destroys somebody, and then he'll call me back up and goes, "I want to fight again."
Wow.
So he wants to fight. He's fought 3 times before he's 20 years old.
How do you do
in
that?
the UFC?
You got so many fighters probably calling you all the time, like, "Hey, man,
Well, what's
How do
great
you- how
about
do you
this
handle
show?
that?
What's great about this show? First of all, Matt is so unbelievable at looking and breaking down talent. And actually, what's funny is we just did the fights to get into the house for the Ultimate Fighter, and you know. I was with Matt the other day, and we're watching this fight in Houston, Texas, and you were showing me about how you could take the back.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw it happen from the high guillotine. I saw it happen 3 times, and I'm sitting there, and now it seems like I know what I'm talking about during the fight. But seriously, I saw it happen 3 times. So to sit down and watch all these different fights with somebody like Matt, and then when a guy loses, Matt will go backstage and walk through and show these kids what they missed and what you should have done, and it's a fun show.
nice."
Yeah, and this is the kid right here, Randy Brown.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's
Randy
black guy.
Brown.
Randy Brown's from Brooklyn. He's fighting this weekend in Newark.
He also looks like the Subway slasher that's been on the loose on the Daily News, so just watch out. If you don't see him at the UFC fight, just make sure.
He's not kidding.
It's
on the front page of our paper
I'm not
today.
touching that one.
Yeah, leave that one alone. Hey,
What about John Jones? Before I forget,
Yeah.
is he? There was rumors he was going to fight again, or what's going on with John Jones?
No, John Jones. So when this fight pulled out, John Jones said, "Hey, how about me and Stipe Miocic fight for the interim heavyweight title?" And I said, let's just wait for you and Cormier. Him and Cormier are going to fight later on this year.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
what about Floyd Mayweather? Why is he always mixing it up with fighters from the MMA? What's that all about?
Floyd had something to say about Conor, and me and Floyd go way back.
I know
so
you guys
Floyd
do.
started talking shit about me too. It's just we're in the fight business. That's what everybody forgets. We're in the fight business, and stuff gets nasty sometimes.
What did he say about Conor? I mean, how could he not like Conor?
Well, it wasn't that he didn't like Conor. He said the reason that everybody likes Conor and doesn't like him is because it's racist.
All right. So he's right.
That's what I said. There's a lot of people that like Conor, and there's a lot of people that don't like Conor.
Yeah.
And contrary to what Floyd believes, as I travel, there's a lot of people that like Floyd, and there's a lot of people that don't like Floyd.
I didn't like Conor until I saw him interview. I wanted Jose Aldo to win, but then I saw Conor interviewed. Ariel Helwani interviewed him, and he was really like a humble. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I do like this guy. But sometimes you have to see a guy talk in an interview before you see the part of him that you like, and then you can root for. But him just.
You know what I went to? Because I'm just now getting into UFC and just started watching, and
training.
Yeah, my boxing conditioning today at noon. And I always wanted to know, do you think is it more like you have to have absolutely no fear or skill? Like, which one would you rather have a little bit more?
To be a fighter?
To be
Listen, fighters are, and I'll let Matt talk more about this, but fighters are born. They're not, you don't just go down to, a gym and say, I think I'm going to be a fighter. You either have that in you or you do not. You don't just decide to be one. You're born a fighter.
Right. Okay. That's
true.
what I thought.
But you need to develop skills also. I mean, you could be 100% warrior in heart, but if you have no skills, you're just going to take that good. You can take a beating, but you know what I mean. You gotta develop the skills.
There's a very, very
time.
small percentage of the population that are literally legitimate fighters.
Right.
And yesterday, these guys and girls just fought to get into the house yesterday on the Ultimate Fighter, and even though they already fought and they have fights, sometimes going into that house and doing what you have to do, people realize, holy shit, this isn't who I am. Well, and they walk out of the house, they walk out of it's such a different mindset and such a different, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I missed school for a week because I had a flare-up of psoriasis. So I know I can't be a UFC fighter.
You fight urges.
Yeah, I fight urges with my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis.
Why don't you tell these guys about your balls that you had to tell us about before breakfast?
Oh, my balls?
He's a young guy, but his balls already hang really low.
My balls hang so low, and I just got diagnosed yesterday with epididymitis, which is an inflammation of the epididymis. I thought I had fucking cancer, and then the doctor told me that because of how low my balls hang, and because I've just started these UFC classes, the torsion of the balls hitting against my leg and the outside of my sack has actually called an inflammation of my epididymis. And now, if I want to continue taking these classes, which I am, I got to wear a jock strap. That's what he said.
Where's the
You're
problem?
a shy guy, huh?
That's what I do.
The doctor drew a diagram.
He drew a diagram of my
that's whatever. Hey, where are we at with CM Punk? Is he fighting soon?
So February 6th, this card that we have that was a pay-per-view and now is a Fox Sports 1 card, because the main event fell off, the heavyweight title. So now this card is going to be on Fox Sports 1, February 6th. There's a kid named Mickey Gall that Matt and I found on Looking for a Fight.
You can see it on episode 1. Yeah.
Of Looking for a Fight. This kid's going to fight on that card, and if he wins, he's going to fight CM Punk.
Oh, nice. So how much longer do we wait for CM Punk to...
So CM Punk will probably fight in
later
June.
This year.
Yeah,
okay.
In June. Again, if this kid Mickey Gall wins, he'll fight Mickey Gall.
If he doesn't win, do you have somebody lined up for CM Punk or another
You guys have to catch up. You're the biggest fan ever. How have you not seen Looking for a Fight yet?
I didn't know what it was. I'm very busy. There's other things on the... If you're on the computer, it's hard for me to get to you.
But I told you when I saw you, I'm not throwing you under the bus, but I go, can you watch the show?
Oh, I'm sure you did. But when I get to the computer, I have a lot of other priorities of things to watch.
Yeah, like that Turkish fucking wrestling you just saw. Jimmy's he's like, can I subscribe? Is there a place to subscribe for this?
I didn't know you wanted to see more of this. There you go. There it is. There, see, his hand is...
That's what you thought I meant.
Look, the hand is down his fucking pants.
Yeah, it's really easy.
His pants.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Norton's like, once I get through the season of Turkish oil wrestling,
Exactly.
I'll head over to Looking for a Fight.
Oh, my God.
This guy's undefeated.
Literally.
What is he? Is he checking for epididymitis?
They swear this is serious business. And it's not.
I am not a homophobe, but this
Oh, my God. He just stuck his hands in his ass and then slapped him in the face with it.
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah,
wash your hands.
that's called the double tap. You know what it is? It's like a lot of guys fight these urges, so this is the way they get it out.
Look what are they reaching for?
Yeah, the CM junk.
Look at that.
That's good.
Their names are bedazzled on the back of the leather pants too, and they're I don't know. It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, Anthony Bourdain had it on his show, and
wow.
Hey, Ronda Rousey, where's she at these days too? She's doing all right, huh?
She just did Saturday Night Live,
Yeah,
and she
saw
killed
that.
it.
She did great.
Killed it in the ratings. I thought she did a great job. As an athlete, to go on and do live comedy with comedians, very tough to do. She killed it, and
she had a sketch with our pal Pete
back.
Davidson that is making the rounds.
Oh, really? Good.
Yeah. She was a teacher, that had sex with Pete Davidson and a student.
Yeah.
And they had the court case. It was really funny.
Really
funny bit. You should maybe we'll send it out.
So her jaw's all healed up and stuff. She's not still.
Yeah. She's good.
And her next fight's going to be against Holly, or the winner of the Holly Misha
We'll
fight?
see how this thing plays out.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty much whoever that'll be.
Whoever
next
has
fight.
the belt, she'll fight.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. I think we got to get you out of here in a minute or two, unfortunately.
That sucks.
We have.
Well, it's up to you. I would hang out with you guys all day.
We'll stay all day, too.
I want to hear more about Rocky.
That is funny. You come in to promote something, and we spend 40 minutes discussing fucking Paulie. What was wrong with Adrian?
What Adrian was.
Exactly. Why would she get lightheaded? Hypoglycemic, I think.
How many episodes of Looking for a Fight are online right now?
When you go on, the first one is the pilot, and then episode 1. We'll have another one coming out. We do one a month, so this thing comes out one a month. month. Dana White looking for a fight on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out, man.
You have the best ways of finding young fighters. Like it's really cool. Like the fight show in the house. It's amazing how many young guys you get people invested in. People are watching this. They start to like Uriah Hall. I hated him on that show, so I wanted to watch him get beat. When
How could you hate Uriah Hall? He's the nicest guy in the world.
No, I like him now.
Next to Sage
I like him now. I didn't like him on the show.
Really?
But since then, we've had him in, and I'm like, oh, he's a really nice dude.
Yeah.
I just didn't like his. He reminded me of Kanye in a way. The energy, not the person, the look, but the energy of like just feeling wounded or like isolated.
And after that wheel kick that he landed,
Great fighter, yeah,
crazy, right?
But then he lost. I was kind of rooting for him.
But watch it. So what you have to do is you come into the fights this weekend.
I am on Saturday.
You have to watch these first 2 episodes because Sage Northcutt and Randy Brown are on the first 2 episodes of Looking for a Fight. You have to watch it and tell us what you think.
Okay, because I'm an Anthony Johnson fan. Because Anthony Johnson is I just love watching him.
He's fighting Bader.
We were just talking about that on the way over here. Matt was just saying
that. I was. So you're going out.
I want Johnson. He throws like Rikers Island punches. Like that's what it's fun. That's like watching. He's a very skilled guy.
Kill. But in the past, sometimes the fatigue will catch up. So I mean, I think if Bader has to somehow survive that first round.
Yeah,
and possibly even the second, the beginning. I think the longer it goes, better for Bader. The earlier the guy comes out like a freaking freak.
But he can't wrestle like it seems like those guys like Cormier beat him, and he just can't wrestle on that level of those of Jones or Cormier. So I think he'd probably lose to either of those guys. He already lost to Cormier. Guys? That was a really smart.
He was attacking him that one time. He shows that he could really hurt those guys. And look what he did to was it Gustafson?
In his home country, first round.
Geez, so he's always got that power to put anybody away, but.
I love him. He's one of my favorites. I just love the fact. I just love watching him beat people. He just beats people up, and that's what I want to say. So hopefully he'll
that's
win.
what he does.
It's like my dad.
We got to wrap. We got to get these guys out.
All right.
Busy day for Dana White and Matt. So, the big plug obviously is on the YouTube channel, Looking for a Fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we get the fights this weekend on Fox.
It out.
8 o'clock. Anthony Johnson against Bader, and I want to see Sage Northcutt fight too because I've been hearing about him a lot.
So check them out. Both Randy Brown and Sage Northcutt will be fighting on Big Fox this weekend.
Great. Nice. All right. Dana White and Matt Serra, man. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Good to see you guys again.
Absolutely.
Good to see you guys.
We'll take a quick break. Stay there. Chris Distefano in studio.
Yes, sir.
It's good to see Dana and Matt too.
Yes.
I'm going to watch that. I'm going to watch Looking for a Fight.
Absolutely.
Matt is terrifying. Good dude, but real, like, I could tell, like, fucking, you do not want to fuck with that guy.
Yeah, he's like,
don't want to fuck with any of these guys.
Squat little man.
Yeah,
Long
Dana
Island
too
guy.
is huge.
You don't want to fuck with the broads in
No.
in the UFC
Nobody.
either. What are you talking about?
Nobody. The Sage Northcutt kid, he looks like just like a skinny California kid, but he'll kick you in the fucking chin.
Yeah, he does not look like a fighter. He's in great shape, but he doesn't look like a fighter, though.
No,
right?
he looks like he's fucking a Backstreet Boy.
Yeah, let's get the plugs in. Jimmy, you're taking the week off, right? The weekend off? I don't think you got anything?
No.
Next week.
Yes, next week I'm in Kentucky. Louisville, like the locals say. And then I'm doing my theater tour starting February 11th. The 12th, I'm in Royal Oak, Michigan. 13th, my first time ever to Milwaukee.
Wow.
So I have a lot of gigs. Boston. I think I have 2 shows in Boston, Portland, fucking Foxwoods, just a bunch of
everywhere.
stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Jim Norton hitting the road for real. JimNorton.com.
And the DC date will be announced very soon. We had to switch that. There was a problem with the venue, but we are switching the DC date, and it will be announced very soon.
All right. And I see that Chris pretty much has nothing going on until late February.
Again.
So fuck you.
Fuck it. I'm a zero.
What do you want to promote for real?
I mean, I guess February 18th to the 20th, Comedy Club on State in Madison, Wisconsin, and then...
That's way down the road, though.
I know.
We'll have you back before that.
In January, what can I promote? My kid's christening. I'm going to be... If you guys want to come to Colonnade Diner on Staten Island, that's where the reception is, because I'm fucking white trash.
Do you reject Satan and his works? I do reject him.
I do reject him. No, I'm pretty much fucking... I'll be at the Comedy Cellar tonight.
Cool.
That's all.
Yeah, you're...
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
How religious are you still?
I'm not as since I had the kid, I've slowly crept back into it, but I wasn't. I had abandoned. I was a lapsed Catholic for a long time, but now, I know it's what was instilled in me, so I'm going to give it another shot. See if my kid's into it.
I feel like I got to at least
try it out.
I got to at least send him down that fucking road. At least
I got to at least let her try.
Let them figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give him something to start with, and then you figure this spirituality out.
Yeah.
Because I don't get it.
I don't fucking
I'm not
know.
going to fucking preach to you what
Yeah.
you figure it out on your own.
No, I don't.
And good luck with it.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a tough time because, like I just saw a Spotlight and it's like, Jesus, we took Catholic Church took a fucking beating.
I know, unfairly too.
Yeah.
That Spotlight was
the shit.
Yeah,
that
those
was
nosy
crazy.
reporters wrecking everything.
Fuckers. And I was an altar boy, and I went to Catholic school my entire life, like even through college, and I never experienced that, but after watching Spotlight and how prevalent it was, I started thinking, like, am I blocking it out? Like, am I forgetting?
Probably.
I don't know. Because I was like,
you're kind of bummed, aren't you, that they didn't hit on you?
I mean, I had a mushroom haircut, so I wasn't really fucking. I used to get like a number 6 from Supercuts, just the bowl haircut piece of shit. So I knew that I wasn't getting any ass back then. But I don't know. It was prevalent, man.
If my kid was an altar boy, I would ugly him up big time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now, I mean, back when I was an altar boy, nobody knew. It wasn't out yet.
No kidding.
It wasn't out. This shit happened in early 2000. I was an altar boy in 96.
Yeah, but imagine guys our age, what was going on.
Oh, my God.
They were already getting out of it, more or less. They were,
Yeah.
But, fuck.
Because I remember I went to Archbishop Malloy High School, and I remember in like 1998, before all this stuff came out, one of our teachers, a brother, I'm forgetting his last name now, he was saying that back in his day, when you would get into a fight in the hallways in Malloy, they would take you downstairs and they would let you box it out. He said, we would strip you down like boxes and you guys would just fight. And in 1998, I was like, oh, that's cool. But now, looking back after the scandal, I'm like, oh shit, they were probably jerking off to that.
What would you strip down to?
They said just in your boxers, and you would fight like a prize fighter would fight.
That's creepy shit.
But they said it was to get the aggression out.
All right, but they didn't need you in your underpants.
Right.
Let's talk about, so Trump's not going to do this debate tonight?
Good for him.
Very smart.
Why do you think it's smart?
Because it makes it all about him. Even more so.
Yep.
I think CNN is creaming in their fucking pants, though, because now Trump's going to do his own thing, and CNN, I guarantee, will cover the whole fucking thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
So they'll get some nice ratings out of this.
Yep.
Do you think a lot of people, he will alter the ratings now, Trump?
Fuck yeah.
People are not gonna-
Absolutely.
I don't give a fuck about these debates unless Trump's there.
Even
Right.
if they still win, even if Fox still wins, it will be less than they would have.
Oh, yeah, they
Right.
might still win, but the numbers are definitely going to be a lot less, and that's going to be the story tomorrow or the next day whenever the ratings come out.
It's a smart move.
And O'Reilly's trying to tell him that he should do the debate no matter what. Did that get intense with O'Reilly yesterday? I heard that went around. I didn't see the actual clip. It did get intense?
I didn't hear it. I was at Fox yesterday, too.
Yeah?
Yeah, doing Red Eye.
Nice.
And I saw that, but there was no sound.
Oh. Did you guys talk about it on Red Eye?
Did we talk about Trump? No, we made fun of Huckabee a little bit.
We're going to do the Huckabee in a second here.
It's a really good video.
We're going to do the Huckabee in
Oh, yeah,
a
we
second.
talked about Trump for a while up front.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I stated proudly that I'm voting for him.
Did you?
Yes.
Ooh. Do you think it's a bad move that he's not going to do this debate? Because, I mean, if you're the president, you got to deal with all sorts of assholes.
You do, but
in the media.
On the way up, like his strategy is
Not saying
so
she's
weird.
an asshole. They obviously have a problem, though. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Megyn Kelly.
His strategy's been so weird, man. Whatever it is, it's working. So I guess he just keeps trying to do different shit. But I don't know.
She's hot, Megyn Kelly.
I love her.
I was gonna say, does it show weakness? But that's a dumb question because all the shit that he's done, nothing has messed him up.
No.
It's just made him stronger.
Yep.
He's not afraid to not be there. That says something. I'm not afraid to not be a part of this. I'm bigger than these fucks. Mm-hmm. I'm doing my own thing. She stinks. I don't like her. I don't like her questions. I don't think she's accurate or fair compared to that. So I'm not going to subject myself to that nonsense.
It screams crybaby though. A little
It does.
bit.
Yes, it does.
On the surface, you think, wow, what the fuck? You can't handle Megyn
Kanye.
Kelly?
Yeah.
You would just, hit her back or whatever.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think
he's going to do it tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll do it. He can't do it because now he's already said I'm not doing it. So if he goes back and does it now, that looks even worse. Now you don't look like a leader. Now you look like you're going to get nervous when Russia does something.
Instead of that stiff format of a debate, now he gets to throw another party for everybody.
Fucking crazy rally.
Where he brags about himself and the polls and how great he is.
Those hats suck. They hide his face. They don't look presidential. Take the fucking hat off. It stinks. I know that you're worried about your hair. That's all it is.
Right.
That vanity, you have to take that hat off. It looks There's nothing worse than a guy in a fucking suit with a fucking visor hat. It stinks.
He's a billionaire. He should have got nicer hats made.
Yeah.
What kind of hat could he have worn?
It's awful.
He could have. What would have been a better hat?
Anything. A noose. Anything. That hat, because it hides his eyes. It looks like you're afraid that your hair looks bad. You look like every fucking dumb businessman who stopped off at the gym. And it looks terrible. It doesn't look like it. You don't look powerful with that hat. You look like an idiot. Yeah. Take it off. And I like Trump, but take the fucking hat off.
He's probably exhausted because he has to do the hair every day. Like, before he made this presidential run, he could go a few days without doing the hair because he wasn't out and about. Now every fucking day he's got to make sure the hat is right. Is that it?
That's it.
That's the hat.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Dad, I don't want my hair to be messy. Shut up. You're a Jew. You're a chink. Shut up.
Shit. You look brutal. With this fucking rope.
Don't touch my hat.
Is that the actual hat?
That's the actual hat.
It's a horrible hat, but it's really bad on Jimmy.
I got the fucking Trump card or something.
That's a rough hat, man.
You heard what I said, Trav?
Oh my god. What a bad hat. He should wear it backwards, so this snap piece.
Why does he have snap hats?
It's a snap, because that's what the kids want. The kids got them snapbacks.
Oh, that's
the snapback is the thing.
That's the thing again?
That's what you need, the snapback hat.
God, I can't keep up.
You can't have the fitted anymore.
I can't keep up with all this shit.
No.
I didn't know they were going back to that.
No.
I had no idea.
Snapback is the absolute one you need.
All right, this is O'Reilly. This got a little heated, Eric?
Yeah, I guess.
A little bit? No?
I don't care.
You don't care? Why? Why don't you care?
I'm just kidding. I care very much about all of this.
Why are you so angry?
Me?
Yeah, what's up?
I have Trump fatigue.
I know why he's angry, because he's a finger in the booty ass bitch. That's why.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
What's that even mean?
Yes.
What does that even mean? You didn't see that shit on Twitter yesterday?
Come on, man. It took over Twitter.
I'm the president.
Jimmy still learned that.
Chip Trump.
Let's see the O'Reilly clip. If it sucks, we'll just tap out. Fuck it.
Putin's going to come at you. The mullahs are going to come at you. Certainly the terrorists are going to come at you. And it's going to be personal. They're going to do everything they can to diminish you. And you have to, as a president, you have to rise above that, all right, and do what's best for the country. And this exposition that we're talking about today, people are going to say, Trump, he's just too self-absorbed to be president. He needs to look the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is get your message to the folks.
There's got to be something, because you set the all-time record in cable history, and so did CNN, and so
they
there's
want
to be
to know
going on,
you.
Bill.
They want to know you,
fine.
but by walking
and a lot of
away
people
from
do
this
know me.
debate, you're not giving them the opportunity to know them as well as they would like.
Shut up. No, why? They know who Trump is at this point. They've done so many fucking debates. I think there's too many debates. They want to know you. They know who Trump is at this point. Are you kidding? No. He's been on our fucking TV every day for the last, how many months now? 8 months, maybe?
8 months, yeah. It came in like July, right? Or something? June?
Is that about right?
Yeah.
How many months ago was that? 8 months?
Yeah, 7
whatever.
Months, yeah.
So shut up, O'Reilly. They know who he is.
I wish him the best. I just think a good spirited debate's important, and I want to see them go out there and just give it their all and do the best for the US of A.
Is there a video I haven't seen?
No.
Oh.
Just be encouraging and brighten everybody's morning.
You're very happy.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Kirk? No, what's your
Hi,
name?
Justin.
Hi, how are you, buddy?
You look good, pal.
Thank you.
Kirk is
Let's
here.
get back to the clip.
Wait, can we? Yeah, let's play the rest of that thing.
Sure.
Okay, sure.
It's not that much longer.
Bill,
You're
I'm
walking
not away.
Would you do me a favor?
Bill, Bill,
you
not.
owe me, because I bought you so
What
many
happened? Hey, Bill,
vanilla
Fox put
milkshakes.
out-
I bought you so many vanilla milkshakes you owe me. Will you
true.
just consider? I want you to consider. All right? Think about it. Say, look.
Think about
I might
it.
come back. Forgive. Go forward. Answer the questions. Look out for the folks. Just want you to consider it. You owe me milkshakes. I'll take them off the ledger if you consider it.
I like what. See, nothing
He's
wrong
not
with a
going to do your stupid
milkshake.
debate.
Milkshakes are wonderful.
They are
If
wonderful.
everyone had a milkshake, there wouldn't be any more fighting.
They're delish.
Remember the Shamrock milkshakes from McDonald's?
I
the
don't,
green
but
ones?
they sound fun. Tell me
They were
about
good.
them.
I used to have that and a McRib and a colonoscopy.
I hope everything was okay.
It's okay.
And you wonder why you're having medical problems.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no
That'll give you
joking
epididymitis.
matter. Sure, I hope you're okay. Fingers crossed.
That's garbage. Who cares?
No, fuck him.
Trump's doing the right thing.
Yeah, I think
he's not going to appear on your little fucking TV network.
I love a milkshake, though. I remember a lot of times drinking a milkshake and they said, "Do you want vanilla or strawberry?" And I'd say, "Can I have both?" We'd laugh.
Even Travis is looking down.
No, I'm not paying attention to
Okay, you know,
Kirk Cinnamon.
You're not going to pay attention to that one.
No, especially when he doesn't even spell cinnamon correctly.
I do.
How do you spell it?
Well, originally it was CINNOMON.
And what is it now?
SINNOMON.
Cinnamon.
Kirk Cinnamon.
He changed the spelling of his name?
No, it was a typo.
Oh, a typo.
Should it happen, Justin?
Oh.
He's the worst.
You don't like Kirk Cinnamon?
I hate Kirk Cinnamon.
Travis.
Kirk Cinnamon.
Let's,
I hate Kirk Cinnamon.
Well, Mike Huckabee. It all leads to this today.
This is pretty amazing.
Why?
Because it's like, it's a bad parody, and it's months too late. Like, even if it was a good parody,
you should do this when the song first hit.
Exactly.
Is he singing through this? I swear to you, I saw this. I said, I don't fucking feel like watching this.
No, he mouths the words a little bit.
Oh, okay, because I watched some of this crap for the radio show. I was like, I don't want to watch this.
I saw it, and I was just like, oof.
You were thinking, what the fuck is he doing?
No, I thought it was fun. I mean, when somebody just takes something popular and they make you laugh about it, I think it's wonderful.
So you think it's funny?
You
think it's
very,
a good,
very funny.
Why is he even
fun?
Very creative, very...
Yeah.
Why is he still in the fucking race?
He wants to be president of the United States. That's what I wanted to do.
I think, what do? They wait till somebody fucks up royally, right? And drops out?
Messes up, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Has a hiccup.
Didn't like the cursing.
Don't
Sorry.
give up hope.
Sorry, Kirk. Kurt or Kirk? Kirk? Kirk, not Kurt. Kirk.
No.
Kirk. Like Captain Kirk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kurt means short and cranky. Kirk is a happier thing.
Oh, God. Jesus. All right, let's play a little of this.
Yeah.
We're not playing all 3 minutes of this.
Oh, I would hope so.
Look at him.
Hello.
Sioux City.
Oh, no.
Your Woodbury County Supper Club has quite a
Cute baby.
Baby's hideous.
Pork
chops.
Baked beans.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Just as good as
Pizza Ranch
and
Lamar's ice cream.
Hello.
Fun.
Arctic Blast, Sub-Zero Chills, campaigning.
Lovely
is a
song.
dream. I got frostbite.
Oh my God.
Wow. On your pecker?
Your pecker.
Iowans are
Not for sale.
Stubborn and picky. There's just
You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
Between Obama and Hillary.
No twist on that at all.
I like that there's no shoehorning.
Hello from the caucus night. If Bernie wins, I'm gonna die. This crazy circus, it's gone. Cuckoo, Kachoo, and Huckabee is the guy who's
gonna get rid of the Jews? Oh, not what my mother said. Chipper, he believes in the Lord. Open his veins.
All right.
Here's the positive. Oh, he's on the phone. He's saying hello.
Oh, hey, Davenport.
Hello, Davenport. Hi, it's me, Mike.
Amish chairs, Casey's jerky, Quad Cities has
Quad City, what a sad place.
I heard Cedar
Nobody
Rapids is
moving
fun.
below the neck.
Oh, the Czech Village.
I was in Quad City. Service was terrible. I was like, yeah, I'll take 2 hamburgers, and an hour and 40 minutes later,
Wow.
the waitress was still sitting there.
It seems like a guy who's just given up at this. Like
Hold
that.
on, I'm looking at Czech villages. I like those. I run circles around them. See, Czech? All right,
Czech.
Czech Village. Corn and coffee politics.
Giant shits in the toilet. You know, coffee and corn are...
Fuck these people for controlling the election. Enough with Iowa.
And the
God.
other 50.
Cucks. please. They show Hillary and Ellen, and who's that with her?
Some black guy.
Oh, okay. That's Denzel?
Honestly, I didn't know. Circus.
Mike's having fun.
He took a little snow to the face.
Just laughing.
It's amazing they're showing Cuckoo Chew. They're showing Bernie and Hillary, and not that Kim Davis fucking monster that he sided with. Even though I like Mike Huckabee.
Yeah, exactly.
As a guy, because he likes me.
If you want to talk about a circus, you got to throw her in there.
Exactly. As a talking circus pig. Pull a train. Good for him.
Board the train home, Mike. It's over.
Him and Ted Cruz skewering Hillary.
It's over.
Yeah. What rhymes with 30 votes?
I don't understand why a lot of these guys are still in it. They don't have a fucking shot in hell.
Who's paying for it at this point?
That's what I was thinking.
I don't get
Obviously, if it was his own money, he would be like, fuck this.
Right.
He'd be long gone, I think. Good question.
Yeah.
Brutal. We just tweeted that out. Have fun with that. Horse shit.
But are they sitting there in a meeting thinking, wow, this is going to get it done? This is we have the Adele songs, the kids are going to love it, and they're going to love our take on things. Like, it's not even that clever.
When's the last time we talked about Huckabee?
That's true. Actually, it's true.
It worked. I'll say this. The girl had a nice voice. Whoever she is, she's just the fucking instrument. She's not the writer.
She's a delight. Yeah, she definitely has a good voice. Some morning zoo came up with that and probably threw it at Huckabee's camp, and they went, oh, my God, perfect. Let's go with this.
Hello. She starts off with the fucking name of the song.
Hello.
It's great. They don't usually do that. Oh, yeah, Help did it. Fucking rip-off.
Hello, Huck.
Yesterday did it. Boy, the Beatles sure did love fucking starting off with the name of their song.
Why is Iowa so important again? Is it because of how many electoral votes they get?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Ohio is what they call a swing state, which means it has sex with other states.
Young Captain. What's a caucus? I don't know.
It's a get-together.
It's a caucus.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's all shitty.
All right, good for Huckabee with that hello shit.
In some countries, everybody they're required to vote, and then when you vote for your leader, they don't announce the winner for like a week or two. Like this country, you know, with all the electoral votes and everything, you have to have the announcement that night. But I honestly don't understand the system.
That's the best part of Justin. He always talks about American exceptionalism, and I think that's important.
No, but I don't understand. I don't understand the system. Like,
I love election night. You already know who the president is, and the West Coast doesn't even have to vote anymore.
I know West Coast and Hawaii.
They're like, why the fuck? I'm not standing on line now.
Yeah,
there's a landslide.
It's weird.
I'm staying home.
By the way, Huckabee won the Iowa caucus in 2008.
Did he?
Yeah.
So and then nothing. He didn't even come close.
Yeah, but where is he at in the polls this time around?
He's like
400th,
2% or 1% or something.
Yeah, he's 1 or 2 fucking percent.
Exactly. He's actually healthy milk.
What happened with Kanye? What happened with him and the Wiz and the Amber Rose and the fingers in the ass?
I think Wiz Khalifa started with him a little bit over the title of his record. He changed it from something to Waves.
Okay.
So Wiz Khalifa might have, I didn't read the whole exchange, but I know that Kanye is such a spoiled little baby boy, considering himself the best artist of all. First of all, go fuck yourself. McCartney shits in your mouth.
Ace of Base is better than
Stop
you.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, Kanye's a talented, smart guy.
Let the people figure out if you're the best.
You're not Miles Davis, shithead.
What happened? He said Wiz had something in his rap that he was said KK, which means weed and whatever. And Kanye thought it meant Kim Kardashian, so Kanye went off. And then, you know, by the time he already sent out 20 tweets, Kanye's camp was like, KK doesn't mean Kim Kardashian, it means weed. And then he sent to Wiz, oh, my bad. But he had already sent out all these tweets, so now he had to fucking backtrack and be like, I like you as a misunderstanding, but obviously the internet is like, fuck you, Kanye. Because then Amber came in and said,
well, he's like, I own you and your kids. He said that. He
went crazy off a misunderstanding.
And then why did Amber get involved?
He called Amber a stripper.
He called her a stripper, and then
it's his ex and Wiz Khalifa's girlfriend.
Okay. Wiz Khalifa's baby mama and Kanye's ex, and then Amber jumped in and said, "You're just mad because I'm not there anymore to stick my fingers in your booty."
She said, "Oh, Kanye West, are you mad? I'm not around to play in your asshole anymore." And then the hashtag was "fingers in the booty ass bitch." Greatest fucking hashtag for. That should trend forever.
Every day.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I am a finger in the booty ass bitch.
Yeah.
You bet I am. Good for her.
And now
you can't name
they're killing him with memes and on World Star.
Why would they kill him? That's the problem with these fucking douchey rappers and fucking athletes with your masculine images. Take fingers in your ass and smile about it. For Pete's sake.
Yeah, I don't think that's cool in the black community, taking fingers in the booty, right?
Well, not if you're fucking fake about it or dishonest. Everyone's so afraid. You're like a finger. Oh, I ain't gay. Shut up. Take a finger in the asshole, dummy. No one thinks you're gay.
I've never done it. I got to do it.
Oh, you're missing out.
All right.
I take not many, one or two, probing around in there.
Yeah.
I just
digging.
I just think about how bad the fucking finger's going to smell afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Try tasting it. Oh, shit. Swim walk.
Wow. We're not dealing with a rookie here, folks. Oh my God, we're dealing with an all-star.
No, I can't take, in all honesty, a little bit of rubbing on the outside, probing, not much. I can't take a bunch, but it's just fun.
I just know what my ass is capable of doing. And
Sure.
People say it feels good, but I've never tried.
Dude, fingers in the booty ass bitch. I want to name my tour that. The Fingers in the Booty Ass Bitch Tour. God damn it. The greatest fucking, whoever she is, I love Amber Rose.
You could have a subtitle for your tour that's starting up. Why not? You should go with that a little bit.
I'm going to praise her on Twitter.
Amber Rose.
I've heard of her. She's kind of sexy.
Yeah, she's a stripper that Kanye West made famous, and now she has her reality shows, and now she's very common in pop culture. Yeah, she's pretty hot. Sexy. And I think she's because she's white too, and she has like the big,
is she white?
Big ass. Yeah, I think she's originally like Czech Republic or something.
You like those big ghetto booties?
I like the ghetto booty because it's what I grew up with. You know, where my first girlfriends had the ghetto booties.
Yeah, okay.
So it's what I broke into sex with.
They look a little intimidating.
They are. I mean, yeah.
You gotta know what to do with that shit, right?
You gotta know what to do with it.
Wow. Oh my God, I love her. And then she wrote, LOL, Kanye West. Now you want to delete your tweets because Muva has arrived. Hashtag Twitter fingers. His hashtag, you're getting bodied by a stripper, nigga. Oh God, is she fucking awesome. You're getting bodied? What does that mean? I don't know.
Well, it's because in another rap line, when the Drake Meek Mill beef happened, Drake said, "Trigger fingers, you're getting bodied by a singing N-word." So she's now saying you're getting bodied by a stripper.
Oh my God, is she fucking awesome?
It's hilarious.
Well, you know, they're saying too, the people are saying that it's all just for publicity and that it was staged and blah, blah, blah.
Not that line ain't.
Got waves coming in the album
no
and all that.
Fucking way.
Well, I don't believe that.
No, mentioning the kid, calling her, no way.
No, it got ugly. It got ugly. Okay, good. Yeah, let's play this really fast. We'll tweet this out. What's his name again, this reporter?
Lou Young.
Lou Young has been getting fucked over on the streets of New York. He's just trying to do a little snow coverage.
Well, he doesn't get screwed over here. He just kind of stumbles on something that turns out to be a little bit embarrassing.
Is it a fucker right in the pussy?
No, but we do have one of those.
Yeah,
too.
he got that during the storm. He got hit with one of those, and now he's got another viral clip.
Oh, man.
The second one in a week for good old Lou.
Poor Lou.
Play this.
We just came from shopping at L'Occitane. It's the only store that's open on 86th Street because my man here did so well on his test. He just wanted some hand lotion, and we went up and got it, but now they're closing.
Now, let me ask you. You got good marks, and you wanted hand lotion? I guess because it's cold, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Let's make sure our hands stay moisturized. Have a great night.
That's good.
What the hell? What is he doing?
What? That kid's ruined.
Why does he want hand lotion?
Why do you think he wants hand lotion?
To jerk off?
I guess.
Yeah.
I thought someone was going to pop out.
I don't know. We're going to break. We got Chris Bell coming in. He just checked in, so we could get a break in here.
Okay.
Promoting Perscription Thugs. I saw the movie. It's pretty good.
Yep.
We got a problem in this country with the legal drugs. Screw the illegal drugs. The legal drugs are a fucking problem. And he made a whole movie about it. And he also did Trophy Kids, which I saw recently as well. And you might remember him from Bigger, Stronger, Faster. So we're going to talk to Chris Bell and about his movie Perscription Thugs. You know what? Oh, fuck, I wanted you to play something to break. I wrote down, I forgot. And it's in the movie, but it's a longer clip online. There's a Chris Rock clip talking about prescription drugs. Go to YouTube, just put in Chris Rock prescription. Okay. I'll tell you which one it is. We'll play this in a break. Chris breaks down the prescription drug problem in this country brilliantly in his comedy. I just wanted to play. It's a short one. Yeah, go with this one right here.
Dude, by the way, just to jump in.
Yes, go.
Her fucking tweets have gotten 279,000 likes and 251,000 retweets. A quarter of 1,000,000 retweets. And then you're getting bodied by a stripper nigga. Got 129,000 retweets.
Wow.
Oh, I want to fucking just hold her. She's wonderful.
That's awesome. Chris Rock on prescription drugs as we go to break, and we'll have Chris Bell next. And Chris Distefano.
Yes.
And Chris Bell, I think, will be here any second. Is he outside the studio?
Yeah. Gonna ring the bell.
Ring my bell. Ring my bell. What's up? Wow, you lost weight.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, hello.
You lost
good, man.
fucking weight. I just saw you.
I just saw the document. Chris, what's up, man? Nice to meet
Hey,
you.
him first one.
How are you?
Yeah.
Good. How are you? I love you.
Thank you very
Amazing,
much.
amazing.
Thanks, brother.
You
Great
lost
stuff.
weight since Prescription Thugs, man. How much are you down?
I'm down about 50 pounds.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, man. That looks good.
Went no carbs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you totally. It's hard. I found I've tried no carbs, and I lost energy, so now I eat them, but not try to balance
just
them.
don't
You don't eat like
overdo
baked
it.
potatoes or fruit or anything, huh?
Well, I do now because I lost a lot of the weight, and now it's easy to maintain it. So now we're just like in the maintenance portion of being a fat ass, and so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just
I take bread balls, and I make bread balls out of sourdough bread, and I just eat those, and that's all I eat.
Sometimes, like after you do the no carbs, that's all you want is carbs, right? And that's why
crave 'em.
That's the danger of it. You
Yes.
get, two back and forth.
Why did you decide to lose 50 pounds, Chris Bell? You carried your weight well.
I got sober, like
Big reveal in the movie.
Yeah, I got sober, so that's a big, important step to losing weight and dropping down.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's doing a movie on prescription drugs, and the whole time he's doing prescription drugs.
Right.
That's very convenient.
It was part of the movie. You had to confess halfway through. Like, wait a minute. I got a confession to make.
It's hard. It's like every time you're, I was doing this project and I was like already into doing it and already going and filming and had, the money in the bank to finish the movie. And I just couldn't stop taking these drugs. They're so potent and they're so powerful that what happens is like, once you stop doing it, you have to retrain the brain in order to get out of these addictions. So it's not like, oh yeah, I got addicted and I got off, then I got addicted and once you're an addict, you become an addict for life and you have those behavior patterns and those thinking patterns and you have to like completely get in your brain and rearrange those.
Sure.
That's why there's rehabs out there.
I was a fan of Bigger, Stronger, Faster.
Thank you.
And then I watched Prescription Thugs, and I found out your brother died. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming yesterday. I was watching
I really
yesterday.
didn't see that coming because I guess I didn't see the news story. But your brother was addicted to prescription drugs, possibly because of all the wrestling injuries he had.
Yeah, so he was a professional wrestler
For the WWE for a little while.
Yeah, he wrestled for WWE, but he was never really under a contract. He was a great like trainer for them, and he brought a lot of the guys in.
He was a jobber.
Yeah, but like my brother did things like he was the first guy to ever train John Cena for WWE.
Wow.
So we're family is really tight with him, and Mad Dog was just like he was just such a great guy, just so full of love and energy. But he had that other side, and that other side is something that came from some sort of chemical imbalance. I don't know. I know that's not even the right term after doing this movie now, but he had something going on in his head that wasn't right. So he was an addict of a different kind. That's almost like in in AA or the programs that they talk about. They call them kind of like the helpless ones. And I feel like he was in a different kind of addiction than I was, because after being in rehab and being around like other addicts, I feel like I was a guy that fell off the wagon, and I realized that like Mad Dog was that's what hurts even more, and I struggle with more is like my brother's gone, we're sort of struggling with that mess of like what happened and why couldn't we stop it then? Like it seemed like it'd be so easy to stop it then, but not, looking back on it, but when it was happening, it just seemed like you're losing this battle, like because we were slowly like getting the phone calls every day that things were getting worse. And then he actually got sober for 60 days and then he just passed away. He just died. I got the phone call.
Oh, he didn't relapse and die. He died?
No, he didn't relapse. He just died. And so that's
what?
From what the heart, the pounding it to his heart.
They just
maybe?
call it an accident.
And when you die in a sober living facility like he did, they'll just say, yeah, it was an accident, and he died. And so my parents are like, well, we want more. And they're like, go hire somebody, basically. It's kind of...
They won't tell you how he died?
So you still don't know the actual cause?
They did an autopsy, and in the autopsy, all they found was 2 prescription drugs that his doctor actually gave him. One was for bipolar, and then he went to another doctor and got this drug called Depakote, which is to help you lose weight, because the bipolar medication makes you gain weight. So he was doing that, and along with who else knows, but they didn't find anything in his body. So you just look at that and go, all right, well, what's the first sign of him ever going downhill? And to me, that was when he was like 20 years old, had a problem with a girlfriend, and they put him on Paxil, and he immediately tried to kill himself. There's a scene in Bigger, Stronger, Faster where we talk about him walking into the water, and he was like, I mean, he was just, all looped up on prescription drugs and stuff like that at that point. And that was, it started with a psych med.
I was blown away by Prescription Thugs. I just didn't realize that the problem was as bad as it is. I mean, we all focus on illegal drugs in this country, but the legal drugs are killing so many fucking... I think I wrote it down. More people die from legal drugs than car accidents. You said that in your movie, right?
Accident, and it's up this year. It's up 3% to like $329 billion or something.
Are they dying from the...
Big Pharma has made, the past year alone. And then you look at all the numbers are just going up and up on how much money people are spending. But we only represent 5% of the world's population, and we consume 75% of the entire world's prescription drugs. So we're like the hogs when it comes to the drugs.
Well, when you mentioned in the movie that we're one of the only countries that actually promotes and has commercials for these types of drugs, I never even thought of it. Like, I grew up in a society where I'm always seeing commercials for drugs, but other countries, they don't do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's, it's crazy how much this big pharma has made this like just a consumer thing. Like, you can buy Skittles and you can buy, whatever over-the-counter prescription medication.
The drug commercials on TV, you can't even keep up with it anymore.
Yeah.
I remember when they started peppering them in slowly, but now, man, you can't watch a show without seeing a bunch of...
It's all over.
But are they dying from the drugs or from the things that what says that somebody is dying from the drugs, or as opposed to just dying from the other stuff?
That's what you get into, like what I do in the documentary field, is like, because you can dismantle facts and move them around and put them any way you want. So how do you know there's a definite cause and death relationship to? So you really don't. Statistics are like, it's easy to say a bunch of statistics, but like, if you actually, that's what this movie's about. It's kind of like reading the media, like reading the bullshit that they're putting in front of us. And what they're telling us is like, you're sick and you need drugs. And what I'm telling them is, no, we're not. And no, we don't. Like, that's what all I want people to do. It's not a movie to bash medicine. We all probably have a relative or a friend that's probably in the hospital right now, and somebody that we love, and we want medicine to help bring them back to life. We're not trying to kill them. We're trying to bring them back to life, right? So I think that it's important to recognize the difference between abusing drugs and taking drugs that we don't need, because we're sold those drugs on television and told that we need them. And I say, like, go in and don't ask your doctor if so-and-so is right for me. Ask them what it's going to do to you and why you're taking it and what's like the reason why you're taking it. Go online. There's a website out there that you can go to. I can give it to you guys off the air when I remember it. And it's something about, it's called paymentsdata.org, I think. And what it is, it's like you go to that website and it's like, it'll tell you how much money pharmaceutical companies have paid your doctor that year. And when you look at that information, I don't know if that's it, that might be, it's something like along those lines. I can find it for you.
The doctors are in a tough spot, man, because the drug
really
companies coming through every fucking day with all these new drugs, and they're getting a piece of that action. So why wouldn't they say, this might be for you?
It's easy. And pharma is like, I mean, it's like, we always talk about, all these like Islamic, like military things, and how do they get this crazy intelligence and information? But like every time a doctor writes a prescription at Big Pharma, like that goes, I mean, they're doing like high tech stuff. Like that's going right to a notepad, like a digital notepad that somebody has, in a doctor's office. So when they walk in a doctor's office, they can see what doctor prescribed what drug, how and where. That pharma rep will then go and tell the doctor, hey, what's up? You're not prescribing as much of my drug. And then the doctor's go, I got this girl nagging me, and it's always some hot chick, they put some chick out there with big boobs and, looks good, and they're like, hey, check out this drug, and has nothing to do with the drug. We have guys on TV that are doctors, like a guy I've always actually admired is like Dr. Drew. I think Dr. Drew, what he does a lot of times is great, but you also got to look at the flip side of what people do, because there's a lot of money, I think he took, $275,000 in prescription drug company money. So why are we going on TV in mass listening to guys like Dr. Drew and Dr. Oz when they're shoving drugs down our throat? Let's get somebody on there. I went on the show, The Doctors, and the main guy on The Doctors is one of the guys from The Bachelor, and he was just awesome. And he had this conversation with me about, like, let's do exercise over drugs. And that was his
Does exercise work for being bipolar? Like, I agree with you that things are so fucking overprescribed and it's the easy fix. But Scientology is like totally against any of that stuff. And it's like, sometimes I think it does prevent people who are taking their medicine from killing people and killing themselves.
I think so too. And that's important.
But there's no balance anymore. It's completely over the top.
Yeah.
You talk about bipolar in the doc.
It's 5,000% more common. So, like, does somebody have bipolar, or do they have like some sort of symptom or something that can be treated? But a lot of this is because it's brain issues. There really isn't a pill for it, and that's what people are trying to do. Is like they're trying to fix. You can't fix addiction with a pill. You can't give somebody a pill and have it fixed. Right. And that's the same.
I don't think you were questioning that people actually have bipolar, but the amount of people that now have it.
The amount, and that's the same thing with the Adderall with the kids. Like, we see this huge increase in kids taking Adderall, and it's not because more kids have ADD. We don't consume the most drugs because we're the sickest country. We consume the most drugs because we have a habit. We've habituated that ourselves as a country.
And it's got the same, you said, organic chemistry as crystal meth, right? ADHD.
Fuck yeah.
The Adderall. Fuck yeah. Yeah. And I've taken Adderall. I used to go to the gym and work out like a maniac. Like, when I was doing all the prescription drugs, I wasn't just doing like, one or two. I found out which one did for everything. So, like, every turn I took and every move I made, I had a pill for it. What does
Adderall do for you? Because I know someone who's a narcoleptic, and she takes it because it's the only thing that keeps her from falling off a horse or passing out. Like, there's reason, but like, if you don't have something that extreme, what does it do for you?
So for Adderall, it'll just make you, basically it gives you like ultra focus. It kind of gets you like, fired up and really focused. So say you're sitting around and you're writing, comedy material, like you might write comedy material, be like, I was locked in my place for 3 days, just writing, but also it's like, it's what you're thinking about. So we think about jerking off forever, like, might do that all day instead.
Oh boy, that'd be a problem.
Yeah. So there you go. You want to like focus on something and reach some sort of goal. So the kids are, popping a pill, taking a test.
Doesn't it keep you awake, Adderall, too?
It'll keep you awake for days. I mean, I've taken it and done these sort of like, I was editing, and when I was doing the movie Trophy Kids, I edited the whole teaser for it. It's like a 15-minute piece I had to put together to raise money, and I did that all on Adderall, and I did like probably a week's worth in about 2 days just to get the thing done.
I want to talk about Trophy Kids a little later, because I really did enjoy that film a lot.
Cool.
Really did. So how did your drug problem start? Was it an injury or?
Yeah, I had double hip replacement surgery. So
wow. I hear this time and time again. That's why I ask. Someone like straight-laced, they something happens, some kind of injury from sports, whatever, then they get the pain medication. Next thing you know, they're fucking addicted.
Yeah.
And you got these doctors just casually writing these prescriptions, not even knowing if the kid could even handle what is in front of them.
Mm-hmm. And that's the problem, is like you have
that happens all the fucking time.
Like, as just a normal everyday person, like, you're not equipped to know what these drugs do. So they're telling you on TV what they do. So now I'm going to walk in, I'm going to ask my doctor what it does, and the doctor's going to tell me based on information that he got from a pharmaceutical rep. That pharmaceutical rep got that information from the drug company, because the FDA won't pay for studies. The drug company has to fund that itself. And that's where you have this whole mess. And then you have all these people taking all this billions and billions of dollars that they're getting them and giving them to who? The politicians, right? So now you have the politicians involved, and it's just such a mess. And everybody's taking pharma money. All the TV stations are constantly having things like my documentary, and that's why I made an independent documentary, because I can get my voice out there, because all these places are all run by drug companies, and that's something that we also have to be aware of, because a lot of times sometimes that could be helpful. So like, we don't want to like sit here and say pharmaceutical companies in general are all bad and all the people are bad, and I can't believe they're doing this, but there definitely is a concentrated effort to get us hooked and to get us to be a customer of the pharmaceutical industry. If we're aware of that, we can fight
the profits they make. It's really tough for them to change their tune, but they know how much money they're bringing in. But I interrupted you. So you had an injury in it?
Sure. I had an injury. I had a double hip replacement surgery. I was always a power lifter, and it didn't come from powerlifting, but that, I think, sped it up. Had a double hip replacement surgery right when we were finishing Bigger, Stronger, Faster. Some of the scenes where we were shooting, I was actually on crutches, because I just had the double hip replacement surgery just before we went to Sundance with that.
How long did it take to heal?
It took 12 weeks to heal. So 12
that's
weeks.
less than I would have thought. Okay.
And you weren't really doing anything before that?
Well, before that, I had
drugs and alcohol wise.
I would get loaded here and there. Like maybe I was more like just into the gym. I was like ripped, you know, back when I was right after Bigger, Stronger, Faster. I was about 200 pounds, but a couple years before that, I was pretty shredded, like about 180 pounds. And I always wanted to stay there because it was the first time in my life I was ever able to get there. I was always kind of a chubby kid, and Bigger, Stronger, Faster, we showed that, and then finally, like, boom, I got it. And then I was injured and then kind of lost it all and trying to just get it back now.
You're getting it back. Your brother's a power lifter. It just looks fucking painful in the movie.
Yeah, oh my God.
Doesn't that just look painful? I don't know why people would want to do that.
And the other thing to like, what I like about this movie is it is a balanced look at like, if you look at my family, you have somebody like my older brother who did drugs and alcohol, went downhill, and my younger brother who never really got into that. And, after Bigger, Stronger, Faster, he invented a product that helps you bench press more weight and became a multi-millionaire.
What's the product?
It's called the Slingshot, and the Slingshot helps you bench more weight without getting hurt. So it's kind of like The Jerk. I always call him Meathead Millionaire because he's kind of like the movie The Jerk. He invented something that was so simple, that like anybody can use. You just put this band on your arms and boom, you got 50 pounds on your bench, so then you can get stronger and stronger.
Wait, a band on your arms?
Yeah, that's it. So you slide your arms in there and just boom, and go and you bench. And the Slingshot also helps you do push-ups, so CrossFit athletes love it. And, Mark just does amazing things. He's an inventor, entrepreneur. He's a father. He has 2 kids. So he's just a great guy all around. And he's been able to inspire millions of people. And what I love about Mad Dog is even though he's not around anymore and not here, he's inspiring people every day through Prescription Thugs, through Bigger, Stronger, Faster. Yeah. People seem to just have this affection and love for him that sometimes I didn't realize. And that's what's cool about that he's not here, is that now that he's not here, everybody remembers all the good stuff. And there's some bad stuff in there, and we get into that, but it's like, why? It's like, for the most part, he was a really great guy with a really big heart that wanted to help people. Great personality. And it was cut short by, by drugs. And he was actually, when we were doing some interviews for Bigger, Stronger, Faster, there was times where I have to be honest, I was embarrassed that it was my brother because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on in here in the head. And so sometimes when he was talking in an interview, I'd be like, "What are you talking about, man? Like, are you?" Because I hadn't seen him for a couple of years. Because we were, I went to UFC film school. I was in California for years while my brothers were back in New York.
Right. The Slingshot is not in our gym.
No, I definitely know.
Well, you'll have as many slingshots as you want. Just give me the address.
I would like to bounce it off your chest a little bit.
I'd like to try it. Yeah.
Well, it's not to bounce it off your chest.
No, I didn't mean that.
Well,
no, I'm kidding. I didn't know what I'm talking about.
Come on, it looks like you.
What does it do though? Because it looks like it hits your chest and it helps you push back up.
It does. It basically, it's going to accommodate resistance. It's going to basically work against the way that the strength curve works. Like it's going to be. It's easier off your chest, so therefore you have to drive through it, the triceps harder at the top. So that's where most people fail, is at the top. They usually can get off their chest, they fail because they do 100 million sets of chest presses, so their chest is out to here and they're
multi-millionaire off this.
Yeah, he's done really, really well. Him and his wife.
Looks like such a simple thing.
So and his wife Andy, she's brilliant, and she came from an advertising background, so she lost her job, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, she's like, well, we'll start this thing, Mark basically talked her into it. Like, you got to quit, and you got to, here's what we got to do. And they figured it out, and they were able to make something really.
That's
really
pretty
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
He's a big bastard, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he powerlifts in Prescription Thugs.
You know what's great is my brother makes films.
Awful.
And I come from that powerlifting background. And we've always just had this idea to inspire people and help people. And the position that we're in right now is just so great to be able to talk to people, be able to come on this show with you guys and be able to talk about something that's so important is that's such an honor for me. And it's awesome to be able to spread the words of positivity, because when I was doing drugs and alcohol, honestly, when I was doing Bigger, Stronger, Faster and Trophy Kids, I was kind of an asshole, not to anybody outwardly. I wasn't always nice to everybody outwardly, but on the inside, in the way that I was thinking, and the ideas that were in my head of how I had to get, from here to here in my career or whatever. And you realize, man, I don't need to bulldoze anybody. I don't need to tell them. Everything speaks for itself, because the harder, they say the harder you work, the luckier you get. And I think that that's just like what's happening is like, I put down the drugs and alcohol, started concentrating more on this movie. I just did a movie that you guys had the guys in the studio, The Resurrection of Jake the Snake.
Right. Those guys are great, yeah.
Wait, that was yours?
I was an executive producer of that movie.
So, okay.
Yeah, I got involved like early on in the beginning. I saw some footage. I called Steve, the director. I'm like, dude, what are you doing with this? And he told me, we're making some, YouTube videos, and hopefully it culminates into something like. I saw this phone call with Jake. It was Jake the Snake and Razor Ramon and Scott Hall and Dallas and Scott Hall was saying, I've had nothing to drink today but alcohol, but vodka. And it's 5 o'clock at night, and all I've had is vodka. And I just started gushing tears because that's exactly the phone calls I get from Mad Dog. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I need to get involved. So I wanted to get involved. So I called Steve and I talked to him. And then he was kind of like a little standoffish about getting involved. He's kind of like, I don't know, we don't know what's going on yet. Then like a year later, he calls me. He's like, he goes, I need your help. I want you to, be involved and be our executive producer.
They needed money.
They didn't need money. They just needed somebody to help.
Put it all together.
Show them what to do. No, they actually put it all together. Even I showed up. I watched. I gave a bunch of notes. We changed some stuff around. I watched it again, and it was kind of perfect. I mean, it was so beautiful. I think it was beautiful because it came from a group of people.
It was an amazing film to see Razor Ramon when he first showed up at Diamond's house. Wow. And then he got his shit together big time. I still worry about Jake the Snake. I hope he's doing okay. He was in here. He seemed like he was all right, but
they're both doing okay, and they have their ups and downs. And we're actually like recently in Los Angeles, and Dallas calls me and I'm frantic, like, you gotta get on the phone. And like Jake was coming to LA. And like they're great, man. They just want to like, it's like a big group of traveling babies, which is great. but like great big babies that you love.
Yeah.
You know? But like you have to like help them out. Like nothing can be done. I don't know how these guys travel all over the world and like do all these things and act all tough because like they're divas, like all of them. So like we're at Sundance and Jake is like huffing it up the hill and like I gotta walk up this hill and like everything's like grumpy old man with those guys. But you couldn't find a better bunch of guys on the planet.
Absolutely. Back to Perscription Thugs.
Sure, yeah.
So you made some changes, too, because you turned that politician on to what the hell's going on with Craigslist. And
Teddy Lou.
Yeah, I went into...
you remember the name?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds like a nickname for a guy named Teddy.
Yeah. Teddy Lou.
He had no idea.
Teddy Lou? The little Teddy Lou. Teddy Lou.
He had no idea that people were going on Craigslist and easily getting prescription drugs.
Yeah, you can buy prescription drugs almost anywhere. It's funny, just as I was on Twitter yesterday, somebody tweeted hashtag Perscription Thugs, and it was from one of those pharmaceutical companies. So from one of the online, illegal pharmaceutical companies is trying to capitalize on my movie by tweeting with my hashtag, so people like looking for my movie are going to find drugs. And I'm like, these people are so sinister that they're trying to like, get
who's the guy? Who's that piece of shit who raised the AIDS drug?
Right.
Who was that?
Yeah.
What was his name?
I forget, but he caught some flack for it. And what I like,
hey, Kitty,
the most hated guy in the country.
What I like about that is that's what we need to do. If we're going to make change in this country, we have to show people that we want change, and we have to go out and we have to affect that change.
Do you honestly think
he was a hedge fund guy, Martin Shkreli?
You honestly think we could make some change with this, knowing how much money these companies make? This is a tough one, man.
The way to make change really is to try to get these people to like refocus their efforts a little bit, because the best change that can come is if we took some of those marketing dollars and spent them on research, because you see that I think in 9 out of 10 of the top pharmaceutical companies last year, 9 out of 10 of them spent more money on research than they did on any sort of development to go down. So if they spend $1 billion, I think they spend $3 billion marketing, or $4 billion marketing drugs to us, the pharmaceutical companies, $4 billion a year. Damn. But they spend $24 billion a year marketing to doctors, so that the doctors know what drugs to sell.
That's how much money they're making, that they could just throw $24 billion
in marketing.
Marketing at doctors.
They're printing money. So you're right when you say
their profits are crazy.
Yeah, when you say that the odds are stacked. I mean, and you never know, like with this stuff like that, the odds are stacked so bad against us that, like I said, like it could even be a trigger for somebody.
And we tried back in the day. I was blown away by this, but we created the FDA to kind of control the drug companies, but that was cutting into their profits. And then it was Ronald Reagan that started to allow drug commercials on TV, which blew me away because his wife was doing that whole "Just Say No" campaign for the illegal drugs.
What blew my mind out of the whole thing, and I couldn't really put it in there because I couldn't get the right piece of footage that I wanted to. But in Nancy Reagan's daughter's book, Patty Davis, she says, my mother was going to do this seminar. It was for the launch of her Just Say No campaign. She went up to the podium, grabbed a glass of water, popped 2 pills, and proceeded her thing when she went up to the podium and proceeded her speech.
What were the pills?
They're amphetamines.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and all the people, all the presidents, everybody, like they're all given these drugs. I mean, they're prescription pharmaceuticals, so that they're legal. Anybody can be on them. So we never know what anybody's on. I think that's the problem too.
Well, the fact that if it keeps you awake. I kind of like a president who's doing a little amphetamines. That's a lot of travel. I don't need to tucker it out.
We don't want to sleep too much.
There's
always something he could be working on. Yeah. But before Reagan, there were no commercials on TV for drugs?
No, it was illegal, and that's one of the things I think that they need to crack down on, because if these drugs are if a drug was a miracle drug, any product was a miracle product, it sells itself. You don't have to. You don't have to push it.
Know why I know they're untouchable? Like the drug commercial, half the commercial is all about all the shit that could go wrong if you take their product, and they're still selling a shitload of it.
Right. I have a counterpoint though. Question from a person I know who used to work in that industry.
Yes.
And she says, Jim, thank you for the cock photo. No, I'm kidding. She says, no, the reason pharma companies advertise so much is because they only have a limited amount of time to make money off the drug before it becomes generic, and then everyone can take their drug and sell it. So they invest hundreds of millions in research, and then they are trying to make that money back.
So then they spend billions in marketing to do that.
But no, I'm just saying. But is that a part of the reason? I'm not saying that your point is wrong, but is that part of the reason? Is that legitimately they want to make some of that money back?
Yeah, and I would answer her. People are dying, and what are you guys doing about it? And they'd say nothing. You know what I mean? And that's my point, is that Big Pharma has all these rebuttals. They somebody wrote an article refuting the whole movie online. And it's great because as the guy's dismantling, I'm like, you're just getting more and more evil with how less and less you give a shit about people and how much you care about.
And you have someone in the movie that used to be a rep that went to all the doctors' offices.
She was great.
And
she
Gwen Olsen,
and she wrote a tell-all book about exactly what's going on in that business.
Confessions of an RX Drug Pushers by Gwen Olsen. And when she told me some of the stories, she would say that everybody in the company would get all fired up, and all these emails would go out when a new drug was coming out, because they knew that, now we have this drug. And they knew that they had one drug that was going to create a cholesterol problem, but they have another one coming down the line that's going to fix that problem, but also maybe fix something else. So they're always trying to figure out ways to market these drugs, so that they can market them off-label. The thing Dr. Drew I was talking about was with Wellbutrin. And Wellbutrin, they would tell all the doctors it's the happy, horny, skinny drug, because it does a little bit of all of them, but it's a really dangerous, antidepressant, maybe anti-seizure medication, one of those, but it's really powerful. And they're telling people. And so then they did a thing with Dr. Drew, and they did it he just went in and did his thing, which we all probably would. And I don't even know if I fault him. I mean, I'm sure he knew what he was doing, but you go into these things and you're giving a speech, and all of a sudden he's thrown into a trial because they got sued for giving out the wrong advice. And that's the last thing I'm sure that he wants on.
The cholesterol drug thing in your movie was unbelievable, because it causes impotence, and the same drug company is well, now you get to have our Viagra.
Yeah. As soon as that part of the movie hit, I fucking paused it, called my dad, and was like, get off whatever statin you're taking right now, because he's this statin and Viagra is my dad. And I was like, get off that shit.
And they're the number one and number two for that company.
Yeah.
So they got
Viagra's Pfizer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get off the one and realize maybe I don't need the other one.
Right.
And then you start eating healthy, and then you start going to the gym.
That's all right.
Things start happening.
Going to the gym.
Because I didn't even know they were saying that the doctor who was speaking said that all this talk about high cholesterol isn't as big a deal as we think. In some cases it is, but actually he said the sickest people he ever saw was with low cholesterol, which I never even knew.
I didn't know that.
I like a good Viagra if you want the truth. Although
it's the same thing with
Cialis works a little bit longer for me. Viagra makes my nose stuffy, but it
Testosterone
wonders
will work.
on your dicks. Nah, I didn't want testosterone because then you can get hooked on it and then you come off it and you get tits. That's what happened to Chael Sonnen. I think he was worried about coming off certain things.
Yeah, you know, people
Growing
like
titties.
that's a problem with steroids. Like they drove them so far underground that like nobody knows what they're doing. So like even somebody like me that knows so much about it, I still know so little about it. I talk to guys that are gurus and experts in that.
Yeah.
Well,
By the way, I hope I got that Chael Sonnen thing right. I'm not worried about getting sued. I just don't want to misrepresent him.
You don't want to get beat up.
Yeah, you don't want to.
No, exactly.
Get his teeth knocked out.
That's the bad out there.
And then, so Reagan started the whole thing, and then Clinton really upped this whole thing
so
with the
then
drug
Clinton-
commercials?
Yeah, what they're doing is like they're just upping, they're loosening.
What did he do
regulations.
differently? He just loosened it even further?
It's like, say you can only
Made
spend,
cigars legal.
Yeah, you can spend, $5 billion on advertising. Okay, now you can spend $6 billion. Or like they kind of opened up a little bit and allowed that because they're trying to get big business in there. And so big pharma is like kind of a manufactured big business because it didn't used to be a big business. It used to be like if they could make 10%, they were happy. Now they want 20, 30, 50, 100 and or 1,000%, like that other guy, whatever.
What is the next erection drug coming? We have Levitra kind of fell by the wayside. You had Viagra, and you had then Levitra, and then Cialis came and just really fucking took the market by storm. What do you think is next?
You know what? I haven't really explored that.
Oh, it's the greatest. They're the greatest.
My boys pop Viagra's to hang out. Like my boys who are on the flight to Costa Rica right now, I know you're listening. They pop Viagra's, and that's what they go out and party with.
That's so
How
weird.
fucking crazy is that? They're weirdos.
What do they do? Jerk each other off?
No, they just, I don't know, just
Put your
poke
headphones
people.
on, Chris. We got a guy saying your documentary is one-sided. It's
Oh, no. Martin, you're on the phone.
Bill in New York.
Hello, Bill.
Hello,
when are you going to become a law? Yeesh.
No, I don't think the documentary is probably that off.
Hold on. Turn your volume up, sweetie.
Can you hear him, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on one sec.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Bill.
guys.
There you go.
I don't think that it's a bad documentary in the way of the side he's proving, but he doesn't talk about the other side, that the medications that actually help people. And the fact that he just said something before about Viagra and statin. But what about the people that have cholesterol problems that the statin actually saves their life? And when you get off it, he's like, oh, well, then you'll realize that you're just supposed to eat better and you're supposed to work out. But that's what this country is lacking. Every time somebody gets off the medication or the doctor decides to tell them, let's change your lifestyle, they don't do that. They want a pill to change the problem they've created for themselves.
No, sure, I know that. It's not, it goes both ways. It's a huge, we say that, it definitely is like, we all have our own, way of looking at things and all way of seeing things. What I'm saying, I guess, is a statin that actually saves somebody's life is like such a small percentage of people that are on statin drugs. Like talking about like maybe a percent or something. I don't know a number. I can't give you a number. But I'm just saying that like it's such a small number. So what we want to try to do, like I said, is to encourage good medicine, encourage good doctors. Maybe it comes off a little one-sided in the documentary, and I apologize, but it's also like, it's kind of, I had to go a little different route on this one than I did in Bigger, Stronger, Faster. It's hard to be really open and honest about everything going on when you're kind of mad about it and you need change,
I just want to jump in on one point because I know you guys get a lot of calls and you're busy, but that's my other thing you just brought up. The doctors are also, we keep talking about Big Pharma and everything, but they can promote as much as they want, but these doctors are the ones that are really quick. Like I was probably would have been on Ritalin when I was younger. I think a lot of us would have been, but it was just, you were just the antsy kid in class. Now they give Ritalin out like it's crazy. I get that, but the doctors are the ones prescribing it.
They tried to put me on Ritalin when I was a kid. My mother said no. I went to a therapist when I was really young for my hyperactivity and behavior, and they wanted to put me on it. And mother said, no, you're creative.
Ooh. Your mom's like, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah, she was right on all.
Today, if he went on the medicine.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I was on Ritalin too.
Yeah.
Because everybody was.
The problem with the doctors, they're influenced by the profits they can make by this.
That's what I'm saying.
That's tough. I mean, that's tough for anybody.
Yeah, but that's the other thing, too. These doctors aren't profited as much as they were 11 years ago.
And they've sworn an oath.
Is that true?
Yeah, he's exactly right.
I didn't know that.
They're not, but they're finding ways, they find creative ways to keep the doctors involved. And that's the thing, is like, they don't need, okay, but here's my point. They could just stop advertising of drugs and stop drug companies from advertising to people and just advertising to doctors. And if they did that, what's the harm? It's going to cut into pharma's profit, but it's going to save a lot of lives. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like, what can we do? And just like arguing over like how much, I saw this thing on TV. They have like this big, Congress hearing, and they're talking about like how much you can spend on lunch, each farmer rep. They have a giant congressional hearing on this. Like, can they spend $10? Can they spend $5? Like whatever. And we're wasting all this tax money on all this stuff to allow people to sell drugs that are going to hurt us. And like, that's what I don't understand. Is like, everybody's cool with it.
I don't understand why you keep saying that. Why do you keep saying that you keep ballparking or bunching everything together, saying that it's drugs that are going to hurt us. There's a lot of medications that save people's lives on a daily basis. And if the percentage is not that small, you keep saying it's small, and you're like, oh, it's a small amount of people with statins. Do you know how many people have cholesterol problems that die?
35 last year.
Wow. I thought it would be higher.
Yeah.
A little higher.
Only 35.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well.
You know, I'm just trying to figure out where the numbers are coming from for his documentary, because I've been doing this industry for 11 years, and
what do you do in the industry?
Yeah, what do you do in the industry?
You're getting paid by the industry. There you go. Boom.
It's Ted Levitra on the phone.
Listen to me. I'm telling you right now that I agree with you that there are doctors that overdo things, 100%. But I'm just telling you the fact that you brought up, it doesn't make sense. There's 1 million people on Crestor.
I want to ask Chris a question, too, because you were saying if they only advertised to the doctors, they would lose profits, but they would save a lot of lives. But wouldn't that kind of almost make it even sneakier? Like, if you're only advertising to the doctors, then they have 100% of the knowledge, and it's really whoever's just giving them more. It's almost like if you're going to the public and you're going, ask your doctor. If there's 10 different products they're asking their doctor about, then the doctors can't just get more money from one and only use one product. They kind of have to look at the other ones.
And you have to quantify how this like Crestor and everything's working, because like lowering your cholesterol, they found more recently that lowering your cholesterol doesn't really affect, you know, how long you live. Like it's just like a genetic, it's like a marker.
It doesn't affect how long you live, except that my father died at 58 years old when his Widowmaker exploded because he didn't take any Crestor any medication at all, and he decided not to change his dietary needs. He decided not to exercise. He didn't listen to the doctor, which is what you said to do. And my dad died at 58 when he could have taken a medicine that could have broken up the cholesterol and helped with his blood flow and maybe gotten on a blood pressure medication too.
Well, that would be something that you know, you can't like overgeneralize every case. And I apologize. You know, I'm sorry for your loss that your father died.
It's such a small percentage for you for statins, and such a small percentage of you for.
I know, but you have to quantify things, because you're saying the millions of drugs that save your life. Like, they didn't rush somebody to a hospital, give them a statin drug, and they're fine, or even give it to them over time. It's not. They're not proven. What I'm saying is, like, yes, they're proven to lower cholesterol, but what does lowering cholesterol do for your body? It robs your body of testosterone. First of all, your cholesterol is made out of testosterone. A lot of hormones are made out of.
You're talking about somebody that could save their life that way, but you can't get it up. I mean, I understand.
But I'm not talking.
I'm used to living without my prick.
Here's what the movie's not talking about. The movie's not talking about like, hey, everybody get off drugs, and I hope everybody dies. That's not what the movie is.
That would be a great title.
That'd be an eye opener.
And I'm trying to agree with you, because I do agree on that. There is another side of it, and there's more to explore. And the idea of this movie. Because I don't want to argue with you. That's not like why we're here. But like
no, I'm not.
I'll argue.
No. I think your point is
Jews control the media.
Of course, these drugs are necessary. But I think the point you're trying to make through your movie is that a lot of people are on drugs that they just absolutely don't need them.
Yeah, and they're not doing the studies on the flip side.
We're not talking about your father. So, it sounds like your father would have benefited from that drug. But there's also a lot of people that are just being pushed these drugs when they probably don't need them.
That's the thing. It's like.
But who's pushing the drugs?
The drug manufacturer and the doctors, both of them.
The doctor has to write the prescription.
They're motivated.
The pharmaceutical company has to write the check, and it's always harder to get somebody to write the check.
But writing the check to who? I don't understand what you're talking about.
As far as what? Well, the doctor, they're writing the check to, they're advertising. They're putting all that money into advertising the doctors and buying the doctor's influence. That's what advertising.
So should we not? I mean, this is going to sound like a really I don't know if it's going to sound dumb, but they advertise everything, and a lot of things kill people.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Yeah, well, cigarettes kill people, and they don't advertise those.
No, you're right.
They don't advertise them on TV. Our kids don't have to be surrounded. Why do you want your children in front of a TV preaching that they should take drugs all day? That's all the TV does.
I think they should do that and smoke.
Yeah, but you know, like, there is two sides of the coin. You're right, because listen, I
think the fast food commercials are just as evil.
Yeah, I've dealt with this in my head so many times because I'm like, man, on one side I love free enterprise, but on the other side you can't advertise something that's gonna, you know, affect somebody in that way. So that's it's definitely a catch-22.
So the last thing that I want to ask is, how much responsibility do you actually put on the person?
A lot. I think that, like, I think with my brother, for example, my brother's the cause of his main problem. Let's not get it twisted. People aren't born perfect, and the drug companies come along and mess them up. We're born, we all have different problems. We all have different mindsets. We all have different makeups. So, we're all going to be affected by drugs in a different way. And that's another thing that's, like, hard about this is we just generalize drugs. This is good for your cholesterol. Here, you take it, and you take it.
Let me ask you this, because it goes to his point. Sure. You lost your brother to, you know, drugs. Do you feel like he was on stuff that he didn't need to be on?
The stuff that he was on when he died, he didn't need to be on. I know that for sure. But I don't know if that's what killed him. So let's just say the stuff that he was on before that were prescription pain medication, which turned into such a bad addiction. And then he was on Suboxone, which is a really bad drug.
It is a rough one, right?
You know, it's a I shouldn't say a really bad drug. It's all what you do with it, right? Suboxone is the best drug in the world to get you off drugs. So if you're an addict and you take like Suboxone to get off of something, it'll help alleviate the withdrawal symptoms until you can kind of feel a little bit normal again, and then try to resume your life. But if you don't change those habits, you go right back to it. So what happens is now people are getting on Suboxone for like a year or two, and that's what happened to me. And I couldn't get off Suboxone, and that was the hardest part.
And how do they help? How do they help you get off that stuff? Because I always thought, like, all right, you get a football injury or whatever. You get the painkillers. Now you're addicted to the painkillers. A lot of doctors know that there's a possibility if they give you these painkillers, you're going to end up addicted to it. But they're already out of the equation. They don't give a fuck what happens after you're done with your prescription, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing set in place to maybe I don't know, help these people that turn to addiction.
Yeah.
So, is there anything in place?
For what were you saying again?
Just a doctor prescribes these painkillers knowing there's a possibility every time they prescribe a painkiller to a kid or an adult, whatever, that they could be addicted. Yeah, but their hands are clean because they're done with you at that point.
I've never had one.
I gotta go, but I'm just going to go to my first doctor's office. I gotta go.
All right, Bill. Thank you.
Bill. You said you were going an hour ago.
Come on.
Jesus,
He's
Bill.
a drug rep.
Come on, Bill. Buy some Crestor. You notice how he slipped the name in there? I bet you he's probably from Pharma.
Yeah, Crestor AIM.
He didn't say any other thing, right?
But that always bothered me because
Bobby Crestor.
the doctors know how powerful some of this stuff is, and that people are absolutely leaving their office and they will end up addicted to that medication.
Yeah, well, what happened to me is I was leaving my doctor's office and I was on Suboxone. I told my doctor how it made me feel, and she said, "You know what? You're experiencing a different kind of withdrawal. You need some Xanax. Here, take this Xanax." And you know, so then I'm on my so I go to the pharmacy, which is in my doctor's building. The doctor gave me a prescription. I popped the pill. This is about 5 years ago, so this is before I even started thinking about this stuff at all and putting it in my head. So I popped the Xanax. I leave. I'm driving home. I go right off the road and I smash into 3 cars on the side of the road. I did $35,000 worth of damage because nobody told me from the doctor all the way to like, don't take this, because I never even tried it before. I listened to like Eminem, but I didn't know what Xanax was. So he says a lot, but I didn't know what it was.
It's rare that he's wrong about medical stuff too.
Yeah.
But you got to.
I forgot to say about the drug shit. I had a point for that.
Well, do you now, you're not on anything when you can't even take an Advil or a Tylenol, nothing?
I can. I mean, I'm sober now, so I've been sober for about 20 months, so almost, coming up on 2 years, and that's been a fantastic adventure. So I don't want to ruin the ride. Everything comes into focus. It's cool to have a drink here or there now and then, and that's kind of the guy I always was, and more into like working out and being healthy and being.
But it's just prescription drugs, like fish oil pills or vitamins. Like you think all that stuff is fine.
I don't think it's fine, but it's a whole different conversation. But it's
another movie for you, Chris. Hey, I want to ask you about like registries. You got these drug companies, and the doctors don't check with each other, basically. And I had a mom that would go from store to store to store.
That's what
to
happened
get
with
her
my
shit.
brother. He was mixing stuff.
And why would it be bad to be able to look it up and go, oh, this guy's been prescribed this shit by
medical privacy,
or whatever, right?
Yeah, medical privacy, but it wouldn't, because every time, like, it's weird. There's privacy, but then every time somebody writes a prescription, if that information is being sold to the pharma companies, how is there any privacy?
Because you got a doctor that might be doing the right thing, like, yo, I gave you Vicodin last month, I'm not giving you another prescription, and then that guy goes, well, I'm going to a brand new doctor. The new doctor doesn't know what the old doctor did.
Well, yeah,
and then he goes to CVS instead of Rite Aid, and you can't follow this shit.
They call it doctor shopping, and there is a way to fix it. And in California, they have a thing in place called the Cures program, and that's going to help you. It's going to help people know who prescribed what to who. And so you go there, and it has your profile, and it'll tell you like, oh, he's on this, this, and this, and it tells you what doctor gave it to you. Right? It seems like it makes total sense.
Sure.
For a pharmacist to even have something to reference and go, before I talk to this person, let me see what they're really on. Because you could lie about what you're on too, or they could have bought it on the street, whatever.
My story, my mom was beyond paranoid to have a drink or anything. She had nothing. Then mental issues took hold, and fast forward, she had so many fucking pills in her medicine cabinet, it blew us away. And we saw the bottles. It was like she's going to 4 or 5 different fucking pharmacies around the Huntington area.
Sure.
She's in a much better place now because they now control it, and she's on the stuff she's supposed to be on. But it got completely out of control because she was seeing different doctors that were thinking, well, no, you need these 3, not these 3. And then she would have 6 bottles instead of 3. And it just multiplied from there.
Exactly.
And to see my mom, a person that was scared of having a lousy glass of wine, getting to this point was unbelievable to my family.
The thing is, I think we all think we're too big for addiction, like especially I did. It'll kick your ass, and it's something that we have to fear. And if we don't fear that, there's no, fear that it's easy to fall into. And that's maybe what happened to me, was like, I wasn't afraid of it.
Right.
I didn't care what.
And I think she was also just listening to her doctors more than anything too.
Yeah.
Maybe some of that addiction certainly was in there, but she was just following what they were telling her to do. And I mean, it was a huge bag of pills when we finally, she was moving into a home and stuff, and we were clearing out some shit. And it was like, holy fuck. I think there were 20 or 30 pill bottles when we finally got in there.
Yeah, my father does income taxes, and he was doing taxes for a guy one day, and he looked at the amount the guy spends on drugs. It was like $900 a month on drugs, and the guy's like, "How can I fix my finances?" He said, "You gotta figure out what drugs you need and what you don't." And that's how does a person make that decision? That's like a life.
I wanted to ask you about that guy Horseshoe, because 90 fucking pills a day at one point, he was saying, and I was like, how does your body even? I couldn't believe he was even alive. Honestly, I mean, you could tell in his face. I mean, he's still a strong guy, but you could tell that the guy's been fucking beat up.
Well, what happened
by
was,
shit.
So Horseshoe, his name used to be Luther Reigns when he used to wrestle for WWE. Yeah. He was Kurt Angle's bodyguard on TV, and he's just a beast, big dude, like 6'5",
monster.
280 or something like that, and. So his nickname's Horseshoe, and he would take 90 pain pills a day, and he was kind of like the leader. He would sell pills. He was telling me, he was like, "Oh, bro, I would sell $10,000 every other day to the Phoenix Cardinals, to one of the guys that work for the Phoenix Cardinals." He told me that on camera. I have that on camera. We could have used it in the movie, but it didn't really feel like
it would have been better if they would have made the Super Bowl. Then you could have used it. That would have been a nice controversy. That would have been a nice controversy to start up.
I'll go back and recut it in. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like maybe we could use it.
That would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah. So he would take like 90 pills a day. He'd pass out everywhere we would go. One time he was driving on the freeway, and he had told me this in the movie too, and it was like nowhere to really put it in the movie, but I could tell real quick. He was going down the freeway, and in Phoenix where he lives, there's traffic lights up on the bridges, and they'll take pictures of you if you're speeding. So he gets home one day, he opens the mail, and there's a ticket in there. He opens it up, he's doing 95 and a 65, and he's sleeping. He's like completely slumped over, passed out.
And that was while you were filming?
No, not during the time we were filming. It was a couple of years before. But saying like he had fallen asleep, gotten a ticket in the mail, and realized that's when he realized he had fallen asleep because he didn't know what he was doing. No, he was just like,
I would have started my film with that.
Yeah, that would. I got to be honest.
Keep that out
because of the reveal, that happened early in the film with your brother. I thought Horseshoe was going to die, and during the course of the film too. Even though he's clean now, he just he's with the Red Bulls and the cigarettes, and I was just thinking now he's addicted to that.
Yeah.
When does it stop?
Well.
So you're doing okay, that guy?
Horseshoe says right in the movie, I'll always be an addict. He's just, that's his thought process. He's doing really well. He
good.
had a really, really bad stroke where they just said, you should die. And it's also another thing is like
a doctor actually would say that to you. You should die.
You should die.
Jesus.
They told, put it this way, maybe it came out wrong. The doctor said to his mother, "Hey, get
what the
get over
prescription
here."
said?
Yeah.
You should die.
Yeah,
Take these pills. You should die.
You should die.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What about medical marijuana?
Medical marijuana, like that's, I think it's great. I think if there's an alternative for people to go out there, I'm not trumping or condoning marijuana. I'm just saying I think it's great that there's an alternative.
Take the hat.
Oh,
There
you want to hear
go.
my Trump
There you go.
Make
impression?
America great again.
I'm going to be the president.
Thank you. That's it.
All right, that was it.
I was waiting for something a little bigger, but
No,
we're going small in here today.
But the government doesn't give a fuck if we're doing drugs. They just want us to be doing their drugs.
yeah, exactly.
Instead of the illegal shit.
Exactly. Well,
They want to make the profits, not, people from other countries.
yeah, and like I guess
They don't give a fuck about us, Chris Bell.
I don't think they do. That's the problem.
They don't care.
I ain't joking.
Y'all don't care, motherfuckers.
I ain't joking. Anyway, Prescription Thugs it's another fantastic movie by Chris Bell. You do all right with these films, sir.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying,
Trophy.
man.
You've been talking about Trophy Kids. I really want to see that one, too.
Trophy Kids is. I didn't know that was your film. I just stumbled upon it because
You know what
somebody
happened?
on Twitter told me about it, and I loved it.
You guys know who Peter Berg is? Friday Night Lights, all that.
Yeah,
good stuff.
sure.
So Peter Berg's in the gym, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey," punches me in the arm. Like I never met him really. He punches me in the arm. You that steroid documentary guy? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I like that. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, shit, that's Peter Berg. He's done all these big movies. Maybe we should go talk to him. So I go talk to him, and he's
I
kind
want
of
to get punched in the arm by Peter North.
Yeah, he's there you go.
You want to get punched in the tonsils by Peter North.
Over and over again.
So he's like, oh, we should do something together. So I had pitched something to him, and it didn't quite work out or whatever. And then I know he loves sports and everything, so I just started following my friend who's a basketball coach, my buddy Leland. He's a basketball coach, and I said to my buddy Leland, hey, we should make a movie about this. This is kind of crazy. And he said, I don't know how to make a movie. I said, I don't either. I said, I do, but nobody else does either. So why don't you just come with me and I'll teach you how to do it. So I took my best friend and we went and made a movie about, it was going to be more about his coaching career, but.
Oh, that's your friend? That's in the movie?
The big guy that's in the movie. You only see him in there once in a while. He's a coach for younger guy. He's really tall. He's in the first scene. He was actually coaching a completely different basketball team than the ones that's in the movie.
Oh, okay.
So you'll just see him randomly in the movie. He's a big tall guy.
I wasn't the one that was featured a lot. Okay, gotcha. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So basically, that was it. We wanted to follow these parents and see how they treat their kids during these sporting events, because my buddy Leland, as a coach, was telling me how bad it was. So the very first day that we went, we filmed a little 2-minute clip of people talking about their kids to the coach, and the things that people would say are ridiculous. He's like, look, I just told them not to listen to the coach. Just don't listen, because they're talking about other teams, that the kid will play for, because they play for several teams. And there's just some stuff that's just so crazy. Like that one woman's like, my covenant with God is that you be number one in tennis. And when you're casting these things and you're going through and you're trying to find the people, it wasn't like people how do you cast these people? I'm like, you got to find them in real life. Like when you meet a character in real life, you got to use that guy if you want it to come out that way. And so we were just like
the tennis mom is getting creepier and creepier. I saw the film, and then I've been seeing a lot of clips since then, because we've thrown a few on the show and whatnot, and she's getting really creepy in my eyes.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I ran into her a year after, a little bit after making a movie. I think by now it's set in that maybe she comes off a little weird in it, because she was kind of really standoffish to me. She's super nice.
Well, that was my question. I mean, if you're doing a movie called Trophy Kids, the parents got to know that you're going to make them look bad.
Well, did you tell them the name of the movie when you were doing it, or
yes,
no?
Yes,
okay.
but the thing is that...
not make them look bad. They make themselves look bad.
Right.
You didn't have to fucking do some clever editing or anything.
No,
you just had to roll.
The thing you need to do to find those people and get those people too is you just get them to be on board with you, because you actually are trying to do something to show a point. And my point with this movie is we spend an awful lot of time and energy and love and devotion to our kids. Let's not let that be harmful. So I wanted to sort of show people let's not have that hurt the kid, because we have so many kids that grow up like that, and they are. And so that was the whole point of it. But when I saw her, and she seemed a little standoffish, and she was with the kids, and they're 9 feet tall now, which is crazy to see. You do these movies with a kid in it, and all of a sudden it's that movie we shot probably 4 years ago by now. So
No, that's the only thing about the film I was bummed about. I was hoping that maybe you had an update on these people. Like where are they now? Especially that it's been 4 years. Where's the
whole point. Where are they now? Nowhere.
Oh, really? What about the little golf girl with the father? I thought he was the worst, by the way.
I think she's probably going to end up being pretty good if she can get out of. She's going to have to get out of that system. There's no way that dad can stay part of that system because he's just too toxic. He needs to not even go to the.
She's got a great swing.
Yeah,
for a little girl in your film, and now she's 4 years older.
What's
but
amazing,
the father just looks at a meal ticket. That's not his daughter anymore. No. He's thinking I can make a lot of money off this.
And the sad thing is, she could be like a little model or actress. It's like go at least like if you're going to push her in something, push her in that. And let her do the golf by herself because she's doing really good. You know, she was a great little golfer. She's one of the best in the world.
But he's like, motherfucker, you son of a bitch. Did he know he was mic'd?
I think people forget they're mic'd. I really do. I really think people forget, like, I killed them all. People just forget that they had a microphone.
I said to him, we're sitting there, I said, man, all these Asian kids are so focused. It's crazy. Because, like, you see all, like, the little, kids from America, and they're all just running around like crazy, and they're still little kids. And these Asian golfers are, like, laser focused. Like, they want to kill somebody, And I'm like, isn't it amazing to the dad? And dad goes, that's because they can whip their ass.
Yeah.
Because you can't whip their ass here. He's like, that's why Tiger was so good. Earl whipped that ass.
But he's not wrong.
No, but it's an interesting thing when people aren't wrong, yet they're so wrong. You know what I mean? Like, that's a really interesting thing.
Well, I said you could go to the examples. Michael Jackson had a really tough father. Tiger Woods had a tough father. But I wonder about the kids that actually had a talent. And their fathers pushed them so hard and possibly beat them up where they just went, fuck this, and just stopped doing,
That's everywhere. Like,
That's what I'm thinking.
It's like, who's the fastest kid in your high school? What does he do now? Who's the biggest, strongest kid in your high school? What does he do now? It's like, usually nothing, Like, usually, like, those are the people that are, like, a lot of times people are pushed and, they just get sick of it. I mean, I played high school football with a ton of kids that never won anything.
And no injuries, because there's talk about the high school injuries with the brains and stuff like that, and you had no long-lasting effects, or did you stop in time?
Well, from football?
Yeah.
I've had concussions.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, absolutely. I have. I totally I'll be in a conversation, mid-conversation, sometimes I completely forget what we're talking about. That's why when I do these kind of things, I gotta be like, stay focused.
Yeah. But
we need Adderall.
We need, you know what? See, that's a true thing. Like, you might not be wrong. Right. Adderall might help my quality of life, but how in other ways is it going to hurt it? So that's what you just got to look at, because there is a risk, just like steroids. Like, hey, somebody wants to be smarter, go ahead and do it, but just know what you're doing and be educated. And if you're educated, then you can make better decisions.
Right. The father in Trophy Kids, the football father.
Yeah.
He was rough. And it was interesting because a few people hit me up on Twitter and said, your kids are still too young. You don't get it yet. That argument in the car where he really went after his son and the son broke down and his ex-wife was breaking down the front seat. That was an amazing fucking scene, by the way, because I said on the radio, they were having fun. There's a film crew in their car and everyone's happy. And then you get that just amazing footage of, the son just fucking hating his dad.
Yeah.
And a few people reach out, like, oh, you don't get it because your kids are still young. You absolutely have to get that tough sometimes. And I struggle with that. I'm not really sure what is right.
Yeah. The kid, if your kid comes to you, and I don't even have kids, but I just, if your kid comes to you and says to you they want to play a sport, it just kind of makes sense that you help them to do anything it takes to get into that sport. So my nephew, Jake, he's in baseball now. And my brother, he's this big meathead, and he's actually like one of the coaches, which is really funny. So this like giant coach over there. And my brother's like, it's hard to talk to him because then I get frustrated. It's easy to talk to the other kids because it's not my kid. So I can just be like, hey, Billy, go do this and go that. Every time you tell your kid something, there's a balance of the way that you should tell them. And so, like, I think a lot of people don't know what that balance is or where that line is and when to go from, like, coach to father. But it's something that's definitely.
I still think he's an asshole.
Well, that's the thing.
The football father.
And that's the thing. Like, if that kid did not play football, the dad would still be an asshole, just in a different,
that's what I'm thinking.
Different way.
Football fathers, a lot of times the kids become aggressive, because when I was in high school, the jock's father, like, he had this weird relationship with his dad, and the fucking guy in the locker room put tape on my ass and pulled my ass hair off.
I saw that somewhere.
Did it get detention?
Yes. Of course.
Wait, how did he do that?
He pulled my ass hair off. I was embarrassed. I didn't want to tell my dad about it. I was embarrassed too.
He's been hairless ever since too.
Yeah, I think did it work?
He doesn't have a lot of hair.
No, Jimmy's hairless.
No, he just put
doesn't
some
have a lot of
tape on
hair.
and ripped it off.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurt a lot.
The guy's got a side business.
Yeah.
Well, terrific, man.
Yeah, I really want to see this, and I really want to see Trophy Kids.
Trophy Kids was
Trophy Kids, I guess.
Trophy Kids out on Netflix.
No, I know. He's been always been talking about it a lot.
Cool. Yeah, the last couple of weeks we've been.
Maybe I'll
bringing
binge
to the show
on that today.
Oh, come on. Don't say it like that.
Binge watching it.
Binge.
The father, you could have put him in Perscription Thugs, I think. The basketball coach, father, whatever you would call him.
Yeah, that was
with his man.
Well,
He seemed like he might have been on a pillar too. I don't know.
Actually, you know what's crazy is
I really don't know, but I'm saying.
Touch your pills.
There was a lot of that going on, and I think that has a lot to do with do with how this kid grew up, because the father got divorced when the kid was like young. And so I think that a lot of that, like pushing, I'm gonna love my kid more than mom does, kind of thing, or something like that going on there, because he was way overboard on everything. Like, he just wanted to hang out with his kid all day, and the dad's like, "You're not cool anymore." Like,
we're talking about the one with the frosted hair.
Yeah.
Had a little frosted hair in front too.
Oof.
The stuff that he said.
Oh
so
no!
There's
And he said "man" a lot.
There's a thing that we were filming, but we were like so far away, it was kind of shaky and stuff didn't come out good. But we had this conversation where he's like, "Wait a second, you're telling me he can't get on growth hormone? He's too young?" And I'm like, "What are you talking?" He's like 16 years old, and he's too old for growth hormone. And so the father's asking me, he's seriously trying to get me to figure out how he can talk his kid into doing growth hormone. And I said, well, if you want your kid to grow, he's got to take a really high dose from the time he's 7 years old. And the guy's like, man, that's a shame. And it's like, he was willing to like do whatever it took. And that's some people's attitude, It's like,
you know what's hilarious?
Dangerous.
I played basketball growing up. That white kid had a lot of skills. He was really,
great.
he had kind of a Pete Maravich feel
Yeah.
to him with his skills. And then they played the black team. Oh my God.
They got crushed.
Oh my God. All that time in the gym didn't mean shit. These guys were natural athletes.
It's great.
It was one of the best teams out there in California.
Well, my friend Jimmy the Greek explained that.
But the whole team was dunking, and this white kid with his Pete Maravich skills didn't mean shit at that moment.
And that's what happens. And I bet you all those kids that are there, how many millions of dollars did their parents spend? They probably spent zero. They probably weren't even there. Like we had a conflicting story in our film in the beginning where like there was a kid that rode the bus every day, and we're like trying to highlight him. But the sad part about it was like he couldn't even make it through the season without something happening at home where he couldn't play, And it's like, so we were kind of showing like the trophy kid versus like the kid that doesn't.
Right, where dad's paying for all these private coaches.
We ran out of footage because then we couldn't go film him anymore, and like his family wasn't around. It was like really hard to get in touch with. Like
what happened?
He's around. He ended up like making it through and getting out and going to college and whatever. But like it was just weird. It's like we were following him, and then he kind of just disappeared. And you'd call him and try to get in touch with him. But he's a kid that doesn't have a cell phone, so it's like, how do you get in touch with him?
I had a wrist injury. I played sports in high school. I had a wrist injury and had to stop. My father was pretty brutal about it, though. He was. It wasn't golf or anything.
What was it? What sport was it?
I played jacks.
Jacks?
Yes, I was very good at them.
Very good at jacks.
And I hurt my wrist. I was on the jacks team in high school.
Wow, that'd be awesome.
It's true. They would give me drugs to speed me up. Very good.
Very good.
And when I would bounce the ball and then knock jacks out instead of picking them up, my father would beat me.
He would beat you over that.
Yes.
That's not good.
He beat the back of my legs with a stick.
Did he put you on growth hormones?
I don't know how to get out of this bit.
I think the growth hormone thing could have worked, though.
I was just trying to get out of it after one line, and I was stuck.
I was very happy to see that the football kid went back and lived with his mom.
Yeah, it's great. And
that, the best fucking spot there.
You know what I love is like every time I post something on Instagram, it flashes up that he liked my photo. That kid. So that kid's like that kid. I think
he's gonna be all right.
Yeah,
he had to get away from his father.
We've talked back and forth a little bit, and he's doing good. He said
he seems like he'll do the best out of all of them.
And he'll do the best because he himself has his head on straight because he grew up with his mom, and that just shows you the loving mom made a good kid. I think he's a really good kid.
Yeah, but then the father had to get in there and say, "You're raising a pussy."
Yeah.
He was brutal, dude.
You
You guys
gotta watch it. I'm gonna
Kids.
watch it. I'm gonna watch it today.
Well, what are you working on next? Anything fun?
Yeah, actually, we've just been.
How about you make a fun documentary?
Well, we
How about
are.
you make
So
one on M&Ms or something?
The World's Strongest Man is something I've always loved watching.
Mariusz Pudzianowski.
Yeah, and Magnus for Magnuson, and
Yeah.
so right now the top guy in the world is Brian Shaw. And
Is he an American?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
nice.
Magnus's name?
Brian Shaw's right there. Look at get rid of the
I was going to say, it's just the slingshot.
See, talking to me, that's Brian Shaw. He's 6'8", 420 pounds.
Wow.
Ooh.
I hope he's the strongest man in the world.
So, so he's the new slingshot athlete. He's the strongest man in the world, and my brother signed him as the first and only slingshot athlete. Might well get the strongest guy in the world. And we're going to do a documentary that follows him and 4 of his competitors all over the world doing this, getting ready for the world's strongest man, and everything these guys do and everything they eat. It's awesome.
I saw a documentary, I think it was on Vice, but it was way too short. It was like 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
They're all from Finland? No, where are they from?
Iceland.
Iceland.
Or no, is it Iceland? It's cold as shit with it.
Yeah, fuck.
It's Iceland.
I think it's Iceland.
Yeah, it's
Jimmy's
Iceland.
right.
Hafthor Bjornsson is from Iceland. He's the guy, Mountain on the Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones,
Right.
yeah.
And it's so weird. They all
Amazing.
come from Iceland, a small town in Iceland, most of these guys. And they're just so much bigger and stronger than the rest of the guys they compete with.
Is that
around the
Viking
world.
blood, you think? Is that what that is?
Yeah. So right now we're partnering with we're working on partnering with the company that runs World's Strongest Man and trying to get that movie out so that we can talk about it. We got some sponsors on board, like MHP supplement company. We got them on board, and they're willing to help out to help us fund it and stuff like that. So we're just gonna get moving on that. And what's fun is like I never really get to travel like internationally or do anything. I never get to do anything that's fun. It's always controversial. It's like every time you make the phone call to go shoot, you're nervous because you know you're gonna go shoot something that's kind of serious, or somebody could be outing themselves or outing somebody else right in front of you. So it's great to have something where you don't have to be nervous every time you make the call. You just go, hey.
Are you going to go to Iceland and see what that's all about?
I'm
and why
hoping
these guys come from there?
I'm hoping we're in the fundraising process now.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
6 foot fucking 8. God damn, that's a
Yeah,
big
he's a
dude.
monster.
Man. Holy shit.
I would like to talk to the guy that comes up with the actual events for the strongman competition.
Yeah, it's a guy named.
All right, we're going to take a totem pole, and what we're going to do here is we're going to throw it over as many buses as possible.
There's a guy named Terry Todd, and he runs the Arnold Sports Festival.
Yeah.
And he's we've had several phone calls on with him, and he'll talk forever about it. Like they get so excited, like we're going to create this giant hammer, and we're going to like push it, and they come up with these ideas, and they get pumped up. So like that's their thing, is like how bad can we torture these guys without them dying on TV?
I would love to know the ones that this guy comes up with, and like, oh, you idiot.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I would love to hear about.
All the ones that did that failed strongman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Failed strongman things.
Yeah.
Like, what did you try to do?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a picture of this guy, Brian Shaw, in a plane. And look at him with his head against the fucking inside roof.
Oh, my God.
He is just a giant guy.
Jesus.
Yeah, we actually
Imagine him hitting on your girlfriend.
I have,
oh, how awful.
I have a little bit of that video. I did
that's
there's a bunch
yours?
there's a bunch of videos up on my brother's YouTube channel, which is Super Training 06. He's got a big YouTube channel. He's got all these guys on it, and I shoot a lot of the content. So if you're interested in what I do, we shoot a lot of more powerlifting stuff.
Look at that. What the
That's that's got to be put. That's 150 pounds he's lifting.
No, that's probably. I think that weighs like 275 pounds, but you got to put it over your head.
I think
piece of cake.
I think Jimmy's right. It's about 100, 125.
That's a
I would
buck
say.
50
It's got
off the
50
ounce.
tops.
He's got the 35-pound dumbbell.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He's got white stuff all over him. Jesus Christ. Fucking straighten up.
That's chalk.
Look at him next to Arnold. Look at him. He looks next to Arnold the way Arnold looks next to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, all right?
God, Mr. and Mrs. Universe, they look like. Holy shit.
That's crazy.
What a big fucking guy.
Yeah, like who invented this? That's the dumbest thing. Explain that.
He's carrying a car.
He's carrying a car, but he's
it's
inside
like-
the car, in
but
the
it's
middle
all-
of the car.
yeah.
Oh, imagine him
And it's
driving
like
you
all
like
piled
that.
It's
like Fred Flintstone.
It's the Fred Flintstone event. Yes, it's pretty much that.
I'd like to
someone had
hire
to come
him.
up with that.
Yeah, somebody. You know what? We'll get him inside the car. He can squat down and like.
Well, it's got to be visually interesting for TV because you can't just watch guys lifting weights. So it's like, let's watch people with things they can relate to.
Yeah, that deadlift with the tires. So that's an event where you deadlift off a tire. So you could deadlift more weight, but it's actually a really hard event on your body because you're in such weird position when you're not deadlifting off the floor. You're deadlifting like kind of from a weird position. So it's hard to start it's hard to start in the middle of anything. So
Did you hurt your back doing that?
I was going to say.
That's only 1,200 pounds. I don't know. Brian can handle it.
He can, right?
Yeah.
How much could he do like that?
That's the world record. I think it's 1,200 and something pounds. They'll probably be like, it was 12:15. Like,
I just imagine these guys. I just imagine these guys pulling their back out and how just
well, you
just
get,
awful,
you
just how
get
horrendous
destroyed.
that would be.
I mean, look, people are like, don't you get hurt doing that? It's like, of course you get hurt doing that. Anything, any sport, anything where you put any good amount of effort in, you're gonna get hurt.
You're gonna get hurt, yeah.
Yeah, well, you tell this pussy that I saw his videos.
Brian Shaw, you listen to this?
I'm gonna put a little extra on the bar today.
Yeah.
He's probably a nice guy. Guys like that are usually decent because they know they can fucking throw you through the ceiling.
You know what's amazing is he came up to my brother's gym in Sacramento, and he hung out with us for like a weekend, and we shot a bunch of stuff with him and his wife. And he's overly nice because you got to make up for the fact that like if you bang into somebody walking down the street, they're gonna think you're like this giant bully. So he said like basically everybody else is smaller than me. I gotta be nicer.
He doesn't want you to be afraid of. He's one of those guys that probably wants you to just be. Because there's no need to prove anything.
He's the biggest teddy bear.
Yeah.
But you see him when he in the gym when he lifts, and as soon as he gets ready to go, like
everyone looks.
Yeah, everybody looks. He starts charging like a bull. He gets his smelling salts out.
Does he really?
And then you just go. And when you just go, it's like he just goes and he just boom does it, and everything's like he's a very good role model. We don't have a lot of those in sports today, especially like strength sports and stuff like that, because he's all about doing everything right every time you do it.
I want to talk to him about my cardio routine, and I've been doing a little bit of some squat presses, which I'm sure he'll relate to. I want to have a conversation with Brian Shaw about what he does, what I do, and where we can kind of help each other.
What intensity he does on the elliptical.
Yeah. But isn't that funny though? He's just stuffed in that plane. It's like
that's crazy.
6'8". That's so because usually those guys are big, but not. He is as strong as he like. How big is the Big Show? He's 7'2".
Yeah.
We've had him in here.
I've always wanted. Yeah, the Big Show's huge.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
We've had some tall fuckers in here, man. We had Shaq in here once. He's a big fucker.
Yeah,
Try being
5'6" and working as a writer for WWE like I did, and you just get killed every day. Like every single person is taller than you, even the girls. So it's like it's the worst. It's like everybody's so tall.
We took pictures with the Big Show. He makes you look like you're a kid, like literally like you're 10 years old. It's unbelievable how big that guy is.
He's even bigger than Brian, but since Brian's got so much muscle, like the Big Show's just a big dude.
Everything on him is ridiculously over.
But we talked to Brian about it. We're trying to figure out how much lean body mass he has because he weighs like 420, and so we measured out his body fat and how much it would be, and it's like still 300 and something pounds of solid muscle. Which like imagine what that would look like if he got shredded. It'd be crazy.
Man. All right, Chris. This was good, man. I like it.
It was good.
Fired up.
Let's see. Prescription Thugs. That's the one you're definitely pushing. It's going to be in theaters and iTunes. You can get it on iTunes and select theaters.
And Amazon and Google Play and all that good stuff.
It's all over the fucking place. They know how to find this shit.
Throw a rock, you'll find it.
Yeah. And then, a side thing, if you haven't seen Trophy Kids yet, that was terrific.
Awesome.
And then Bigger, Stronger, Faster. That's how I started getting to know who you were.
Yeah, man. It was awesome talking to you last time.
That was a long time ago, man.
It was 2008, yep.
Was that long ago?
Gallagher was here that day.
Really?
Smashing watermelons.
You were here for the smashing of the watermelons?
Yeah.
Where we put up all the plastic?
Yeah.
That guy is nuts.
I was here when Steve was here. Yep. He was your producer, Steve.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yep. I was here when he was here. That was 2008.
Wow. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right, Chris Bell.
Awesome, man.
And on Twitter, it's what? Big Strong Fast is your Twitter?
At Big Strong Fast. That's Instagram is more what I'm down with. It's easy to post pictures. I can't write.
Yeah. What's your Instagram? Same thing?
Yeah, Big Strong Fast.
Okay,
Big Strong Fast.
All right. Yeah, I think you just started following me. I got to follow you back. I apologize I didn't yet. All right. So there you go. Thank you, buddy.
Right.
Chris Distefano, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
ChrisDComedy.com for all your tour dates and Chris D Comedy on the Twitter.
Mm-hmm. And Instagram.
And what about the Snapchat?
The Snapchat CDTV. 4 letters. Sleek. Nice.
CDTV. And Jimmy's got gigs all over the place.
Yeah, it just starts. I'll be in Louisville next weekend, and then Chicago in a couple weeks, Michigan, Milwaukee. I'm really happy to be going to Milwaukee and wherever it is in Michigan, because I haven't been to either one of those places. So I hope people...
I think you'll do well.
Yeah.
JimNorton.com. He's going to be touring for a while. All over the place. All right. I think that's it. We're out of here. Thanks again to Chris Bell and Dana White. And who else did we have in here?
Matt Serra.
Oh, Matt Serra, of course.
Yeah.
He was entertaining as all hell. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.